Ooh. Oh, hot mic.
I'm not responding to that.
Okay.
Hey, watch
Refused
live
to-
now.
or
No quarters net.
Refuse to respond to your
NQcast live
questions,
stream.
Chuck. Are we online?
Yeah.
Are we not online? We are Debo. Hi, Internet.
Hey, what's up, Internet? How you living, Internet?
Hey, we got to talk about how he enters the room.
Okay.
Wrong podcast.
Oh.
Oh.
You're right. You're so right.
Bless the world with my dulcet tones.
Come on. Where's my... Okay.
I'm phlegmy today, sorry.
Oh, no.
For Motorhead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's probably because of all that
Oh,
Alex Jonesing
Wait,
previous.
that's not us.
What's not us?
That's I forgot the net. So
The
we
net?
get to stare at the no quarters that hasn't used their Twitter since 2009.
It's really a shame.
Robin Bates.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you, Robin.
Yeah.
That is kind of...
Fuck you and your Bates hole.
Oh.
Chuck, did you touch my
Is there any way to...
Nah.
like... So Twitter doesn't ever release stuff back.
They haven't yet.
You can...
I think you can petition to...
I did a long time ago. I guess I need to do it again.
Yeah.
Say, hey, this person hasn't used this since 2009. How about you delete it?
Give it the old Matt Hardy.
But at this point, I mean, we're no quarters net on everything else, so I don't really fucking care.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of worked out that way.
Yeah. All dem dot
Back in business. After Chuck ruined my microphone 2 weeks ago.
And isn't... Yeah, noquarters.com is just like a logo and nothing else. Still.
Is it a no quarters logo?
No, not really.
We should hack it.
Eh.
Yeah, it sure is. Look at
Get
that.
hackers.
Yeah, it goes to nothing.
Good job, guys. Don't even monetize your fucking domain that you're just squatting. Cocksmokers.
Yes. Smokers of cock.
Smokers of cock.
Yep.
What is that logo even? That's such a garbage logo.
It
It's
is
a bad logo.
something pre-rendered.
It's like a word art render
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you take that word art and shove it up your ass?
Oh, snap.
Serving fools left and right.
Fucking Dow.
Man, you've said it.
You sure have. To Dow.
So, Chuck,
Yes, sir.
you gonna open that piece of shit?
Yeah. Oh,
is that?
hey.
Yeah, I guess that would be live stream only. 'cause-
Yeah, exclusive content here,
Yeah.
guys. I got this thing from China
You're welcome.
because BJ
From
was like,
Banggood.
"Hey, they got a warehouse in Canada. You should order this thing." And I'm like,
I'm so dumb.
"I'm like, yeah, sure." And then he realized CN stood for China.
China, not yeah.
Yeah,
I love how they can... How much was shipping to get that?
90 cents.
90 cents.
Actually,
How is
shipping
it-
was free on that. You paid 90 cents
I
for
paid premium for a tracking number.
for tracking number.
Yes,
yeah.
I did, which
See-
made me sad for 3 straight weeks.
How is it that can get here from China within like a few weeks for 90 cents?
Uh-huh.
But when we want to ship a T-shirt to say Canada,
Yeah,
it's like $16.
I don't know.
I think that's because things leaving this country, they're more strict than we are bringing them in.
Also, our stuff going out goes on planes. This
Right.
was probably on a boat
On a slow boat
with
from
a
China.
Yeah.
million things.
That's still...
Well, the stuff that I get is air parcel, but oh my god, this thing is
That is-
tiny.
You see this tiny piece of garbage
Let me hold this tiny.
that
piece
wouldn't
of-
even work as a paperweight?
Jesus,
That's like literally half the size of a PSP.
it weighs less than paper. Like it's
Yeah, it's like if you put it down on paper, the paper would still blow away.
This would blow away
Yes.
first because it's
Yes.
lighter.
So it has batteries in it now?
No, not. It has 2 batteries in it.
Oh, you
I haven't put the
that's right,
third
the
battery
third
in
one
because the
powers it
on-off
up.
button does not work. Apparently,
Hey, these,
whatever that button is on the top.
Why don't
Do
you
any-
know how to operate your cool baby?
Because I haven't touched it yet.
Are
Yeah,
there
It's
instructions
exclusive.
inside?
When-
Yes, they are entirely
I
in
like
Chinese.
these non-analog sticks.
I like that when you ordered it, it was called a Cool Boy.
Yeah,
but
website called
it de-aged to a Cool Baby.
Yes, now it is a cool baby.
It has Benjamin buttons.
You son of a bitch.
Gotcha! Gotcha!
Yeah. Yeah, it has one page.
Hail
of
to the
instructions,
king!
entirely in Chinese.
Oh, I can read Chinese.
Oh, here you go. Enjoy. Hand that to Harlow so he can touch the cool baby.
It says
Hi, been a
Bok
while.
choy, General So, no scallions.
Yeah, the non-analog analog buttons.
They're pretty
are the
good. I'm
best.
glad they're there.
Huh.
Well, this is Chinese
Wait,
for
made
screen.
in China.
What?
God damn it!
Who knew?
Son of a bitch.
Garbage out of here, right? Am I right?
It actually has Spanish
me better.
instructions too.
There you go.
All right.
Wait, so it has Chinese and Spanish, but no English?
No, it doesn't.
Oh. Hey, that sounds like Tetris.
Language. I should put it in Japanese so that you never figure out how to get out of there.
Please don't.
He'll never figure out how to get it out of English either.
Gang Tie 3 is the first one that comes up.
Gang Tie 3.
Gang tie?
Then Matchstick Men. That
Nicolas Cage movie.
Sam Rockwell movie. Then you have football.
Oh well, here's the list of
Then
games
you
on
have
the back.
Pai Wang.
Are we on?
Rapid Reaction. Rapid Reaction, everybody.
Rapid reaction.
Where's the one that sold us on the
Ooh,
game?
there's Star Wars.
Gay man washing.
Gay man washing.
Oh, Angry,
Gay Man
Angry
Washing?
Chicken 2 is number 9. Star Wars is number 6.
Oh, you should play Star Wars.
Let's see what else.
Yeah.
Montezuma. I'm going to look for Gay Man Washing.
Good luck. There's 260
Yeah, 200
games on there.
It says Cayman.
Is this the RS20?
Cayman Watching.
No, this is
Washing.
RS12.
Cayman?
It's number 20, and it's Cayman like the islands.
What?
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
Gay Man
there is
Washing?
Gangnam Style.
Oh,
What?
we should play that. Figure out how to play it.
I'm trying. Oh, shit.
It's the same theme.
Yeah, apparently I hit the... Oh, that's a reset button. Okay.
Has a reset button.
All right. Where's Gangnam Style again?
It's quality content.
So did you get to
Whoop.
choose the color you got?
Yes,
So you chose red?
I did. Because the picture showed it to be peach, and it said you may not.
Oh,
the color may not be
alright.
representative of the title of the color. So I was like,
No, it literally says
Wait.
gay man washing.
You just got us flagged.
probably.
Oh, yeah. It sounds so... Like,
No, we're totally flagged now. Forget monetizing this
I'll
one.
delete it out.
I don't think there's actually a game. I think you just get to watch a pixel art version of Gangnam Style.
What?
I'm pretty sure, because like I'm pushing
I'm
things.
very disappointed I can't see this.
That seems to be all that happens, is getting to watch a pixel art version of Gangnam Style.
Quit getting us flagged.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, there we go. I actually started here.
Oh, cool. Is it like a rhythm game?
Where's the volume button?
I am playing game.
This is thrilling.
This is not something that you. This isn't something that you can like secretly play at your desk either.
Oh no, no! I will have to wait for everyone to go home.
Man, this is so
Wait.
good.
I
It's a
thought
really
one-
shitty Mario knockoff.
I thought one of the names that was listed was colon work, but it was colony war.
Oh, colon work.
Don't worry.
Work,
If
I was
I
like-
did pick Japanese, all you have to do is hit the reset button because it doesn't save anything.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
of
you
course
think that
not.
thing has a memory?
Yeah.
You sweet summer child.
right.
Number 21 is Save Bears.
Yes.
That's correct. on the listing on Banggood's website,
Yeah,
which is banggood.com if you want your own cool baby.
you should totally get one.
Number 20 is listed as gay man washing. It's not like I misread it.
Gay man
It's
washing.
it's a G for sure.
Well,
So-
on here, it's definitely a C.
So it's K-man washing,
Ooh.
like Cayman Island.
There is color balls.
Go to 84. Beat pig.
Ooh, Beat Pig.
I want to see Beat pig.
I want to know what number Fruit Ninja Connect is.
Yes, on the box is a straight up picture of Fruit Ninja Connect with the logo.
Oh,
that
that's going to be
says-
22, Fruit Night.
Oh, Fruit Night.
How long can you play it? For a fruit night.
So, Beat Pig is basically whack-a-mole with very terrible controls.
Well, this sounds fantastic. Oh, game over.
Sorry, you can push reset or just I think hit circle takes you back.
Oh, circle. Missing animal. Tell me what missing animal is. Oh, well, I just
So, like,
reset it.
is this like even Game Boy Advance level of graphics or less?
That's your button to start. The one next to the reset.
The one that has nothing on it?
I bet it's like a Game Gear. That's what it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, some Steve Miller.
This is football. Which is soccer.
And then it plays Space Cowboy. I like it. You know, because when you're playing football, Space Cowboy.
Okay, Star Wars, you guys.
That I'm not
Yeah,
recognizing.
no,
that.
I don't have that one.
Man, all the buttons take you back to the main page.
I kind of want to hear some more MIDI Space Cowboy.
Okay. I'm gonna use all
We're gonna get
these.
flagged by
I'm
everyone.
gonna use all these on my 31 horror movies.
Yes.
This is my soundtrack this year.
I'm a space
Ooh.
I know.
cowboy.
Good luck figuring out how to play it.
Bet you weren't ready for that.
Oh, I found the mute button.
Oh.
Well, what's the fun of that?
I'm trying to think like what other popular songs could be turned into MIDIs for the completely wrong game.
Oh, there's a sound button.
Yeah, this is fascinating content. It's good for us. I mean,
Oh, yeah, it's a good time.
But, you know.
People like us having a good time.
Hey!
Oh, I heard a voice sample.
Did you score a goal?
I did.
Are you playing the football?
Yes, he's footing it up.
Ooh, Gang Tai 3.
You're gonna be lost. You haven't played the first two yet.
Yeah. You're going to like try to jump straight to Windsor and you'll be like, what?
How do you select one?
Oh, I thought that said anal sides, but it's on all sides.
Same thing.
Anal side.
It's old anal sides.
There's also Bird Week.
I live every week like it's Bird Week.
Oh man, that hot banger, Bird Week.
Mushroom Array.
Ooh.
I bet that's a tower
May
defense.
I see the magnetic box?
You may. It's probably the best feature of the Cool Baby.
It's a pretty sweet box.
It is
Oh,
a,
did I turn the Cool Baby off?
Why'd you break
the battery's probably dead.
Batteries just ran
How
out.
Oh, no.
there it
This
is.
button turns the screen off.
Oh.
Why
Well,
would you want that?
useful.
If you're trying to save.
Oh,
Like you just
All
want
right,
to listen to
reset
Space
again.
Cowboy, but you don't want to see it?
Yeah, I just save battery space.
Wait, I thought you were like reading titles off of here.
It's on the website.
Oh.
He was pretending to verify them on the box. Like, yes, you are correct. 24 is Bird Week.
I gotta see what.
Apparently
came
I
in.
fell for it. I was like, I can't read any of that shit.
145 is Archer Wars.
Oh,
A lot of... Oh, that's...
what'd you do?
Whatever, don't do that again.
Is that Bird Week?
Oh, gay man washing is a pipe puzzle game, which is kind of also a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, wash out the pipes.
But it's Cayman like
The bird.
Or the islands.
no, it's Cayman like the alligator Cayman.
Oh. Yeah, bird, alligator. Crocodile.
Alligator.
And your idea is to help the alligator take a bath.
We're kind of over there.
God damn it!
I can move it to your camera. Just,
Yes, I'm here.
Just give me 1 second.
Quality content. There we go.
Yeah. Turn it ever so slightly. 'Cause it's got a big glare right now. The other way. There you go.
There you
Clear.
go. Yeah. Check out all that Cool Baby action.
Yeah, it's such a hot screen. You have like you can look directly at it. No angle viewing whatsoever.
That's gotta. I mean, you can see it from many angles.
Are you sure?
Put that on the box.
You can see it from many angles.
Multi-angle viewing.
They're probably already putting that on the box right now. They're
Okay,
like,
to go back to the menu, you tap this unnamed button twice.
Oh.
And that'll just take you back
I think
to the
you can
menu.
hit
I think
Circle.
also
Cool.
3 other buttons take you right back to
I'm
that.
pretty sure circle doesn't do anything in any of the
I'm
games.
sure looking at it funny sends it back
Yeah.
to the main menu.
I love that.
Just
thing.
say, hey,
That
cool
is-
baby. Go back to the menu.
Okay, cool baby. I'm gonna make
Hey, cool baby.
I'm gonna make Google refer to itself as cool
All
baby
right,
from
I'm
now
going to
on.
play Elude Balls.
Okay.
Well, that's the opposite of gay man watching.
Well,
How do you select a
the button that has nothing on it.
Elude Balls?
Is that rain? Is that rain?
It sure is.
Hey, cool baby. Is that rain? Cool baby. Is that Zoe Deschanel?
Elude Balls doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Well, you gotta elude him. Maybe it's motion sensitive.
that again, and that'll start the game. And you gotta wait for it to go through it. There you go. Now you gotta elude the ball.
I just got.
You didn't elude the balls. You ran straight for the ball.
I was trying to catch the balls.
No, that's not the.
It's-
It's
the
not
name
catch
is elude
balls.
the balls.
It's elude balls. Jesus,
Jeez.
someone doesn't know anything about video games.
Oh no! I got hit in the head. Game over. All right.
I'm curious.
that was
Are
fun.
pound shops like dollar stores
Yes.
here? Okay.
How do you?
I just
You take the battery out.
they're just worth more.
No, that button just turns it off.
Oh, well, they were worth more. Now they're probably about equal.
So
We're both equally fucking.
I
up
like
our
that there are
countries right
thumbstick areas for the Vita. It looks like a Vita, but
Yeah, it's like there could be nubs here, but
I'm gonna buy a cool baby.
okay.
now. What color are you gonna get?
how much did you pay, Chuck?
$13.
Why don't you give Chuck $13?
Because Chuck wants his cool baby.
I do. I want my cool baby.
Okay.
I want my cool baby.
No, I turned it off for a reason.
Give me cool baby.
Yeah.
We have to do a show.
Yeah.
You can have more cool baby later.
My cool baby. I'm the cool baby now.
Oh, okay.
You see this? This is my cool baby now.
It did literally triple in weight putting those batteries
Yep.
in it.
At least triple.
And it's still light as fuck.
Yeah. It's perfect for on the go.
Yeah.
Just don't try to take it on an airplane because there's probably something radioactive in there.
The paint on it's made of lead.
Yeah.
Don't lick it.
This is such quality construction.
Made of nothing but isotopes. I do like that the made in China part is in English, though. Literally nothing else is.
Oh, there's like a word or two on the back on the list of games. There's
Nah.
a couple like every 10th one has like a word in English.
Sure.
Yeah, number 20 is 2048.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was just numbers.
Yep.
Is it just numbers?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
This is so magnificent.
It is.
I'm going to buy a better cool baby.
No such thing.
I'm going to buy the 16-bit
You're about
cool
a cooler
baby.
baby.
Yes.
We're going to have.
Yeah, you
Cool
think you're
baby
getting
wars.
a cool boy,
Yeah.
but they'll just send you a cool
Well,
baby.
I'm gonna get a walk-in cooler baby.
Oh.
Nobody puts baby in the cooler.
I'm gonna get me a Sub-Zero baby.
Man. This is the best thing
Yeah.
I've ever done.
Is it?
I'm gonna get me a Kelvin baby. 1 Kelvin.
Yep.
See, there's the Cool Boy RS-26, which has a
26-inch screen.
yeah.
No.
Just playing like this.
Yeah.
Cool baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's double players.
Oh.
Is it a Microsoft
Support
Surface?
2 players. Game controller. Support TV out. Ooh,
How much is that?
$14.
Oh, why didn't I upgrade for
You
$1?
suck, Chuck.
It comes with a full set of accessories.
See, you just need to order that and then do your video because
Okay.
then you can video out,
Yeah.
capture it, and
Yeah.
I'll order a Cool Baby Plus.
I'll order the good cool baby.
It says relive our childhood.
somebody's done it.
Yeah.
Memories
Oh,
and
that's
fun.
just one of
12%
theirs.
off.
Yet another of their sales.
Oh.
But I could probably get 12%
Wait, that
off
looks
of
like
this. Doesn't that look like?
It looks like a Famicom.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's a
might have-
knockoff Famicom.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, they actually sell straight up knockoff Nintendos.
I'll buy a straight up knockoff Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Not Tendo.
And they sell like those 256 in one multi carts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that knockoff Nintendo. Noctendo.
Probably have more games. than that
$23.
little mini Nintendo.
Exactly.
$23 is way better than that other. What was that? There was another
Yeah.
like NES alike that you could play a bunch of
Oh, the Retron.
games.
The
Yes.
Master
Yeah.
System.
That's the thing I have. That broke. And I sent it back.
Did you get a refund, or
I
did
got
you
it.
just?
They sent me a new one that worked.
The
good.
Mega Drive.
No, that's a Genesis.
Oh, that's right. What was the Master System called in other countries?
Master System.
Did it have another name?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Mastero Sistema.
El System del Mastero.
Yeah.
'Cause
That.
they had one before that. It was like the MX something. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, there's a Cool Boy RS20 that has. Oh my god! It has a like gold.
Yes. Go on.
Yes.
It looks like an old Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing. I was tempted by that, but $31. Nah.
Yeah, well, you can play Contra on it.
I'll set $13 on fire. $31 is a bit different.
Yeah.
This has 600 games though.
Well, now
More
we're
than
talking. Wait a minute, you didn't tell me that.
3 times the Cool Baby. This is a
Yeah.
Cool Baby
for
3X.
less than 3 times the price.
Let
Joe.
me.
Right.
Okay, fine.
For
but
less
does
than
that
the
one
price
have-
of a Starbucks cup of coffee a day.
let me fully enjoy.
Does that one have Gay Man washing?
I don't know yet. I hope it does instead of that stupid Cayman washing.
Yeah.
Gross.
Wash those tiny alligators.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one has an instruction manual all in Chinese as well.
Huh.
And a rechargeable battery, it looks like.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a super safe battery. Do not plug into American outlets.
Just don't plug into outlets, period. You get one.
It has an American plug. They know their target market is idiots with podcasts.
Yes.
Likely.
That's a pretty big demo.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good demo.
All right.
All right, so you fucks ready?
Yeah, let's fucking do
Yeah,
this.
speaking of demoing, I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Uh huh.
Huh?
I don't know. Let's talk.
Yeah.
On microphones.
Yeah.
Welcome to No Quarters, episode 83.
Ooh, it's a motherfucking video game podcast.
You're damn right, BJ.
Brought to you by me.
Well, and other people like me, Mackie,
Me, BJ.
Me, Chuck.
Me, Harlow.
and we here to talk video game.
Woo!
Again, BJ's back.
Yeah.
He had a little sabbatical, played some games.
Back forever again.
Yep. He was on assignment, and now he's back to play the No Quarters game of talking into a microphone
most
for
dangerous
like
game.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the most dangerous game if you were to believe the news.
Yeah, whatever.
Good one.
Believe that clickbait. So let's just get right into it then.
Yeah,
We did-
you can turn off the podcast now. 'Cause
Yeah,
if
this
you're
was
like
one-
us, you're sick of hearing about this, but we're still gonna
Literally,
talk
the note I had next to it when I entered it was first half question mark, and then someone put yes.
That was me.
Yep.
I was like, yes, of course it is.
Pokemon Go.
Huh?
I guess because this is the month we'll be able to talk about it because it may be gone by next month. Who knows? Like it may draw something itself and be gone forever. But
I think we're actually in a race against time, whether relevancy versus the shipping date of those little notification balls, like which is going to happen first. Are people
Yeah.
going to still be playing it before they get those, or will it be dead?
Because Pokemon Go, like obviously, went ballistic. Like
Yeah,
it's
kinda-
everywhere. Like my wife is playing it, and
Kinda
my
took
wife
over
does
the
not
world.
play games. Yeah.
Like the newspaper is doing stories on it, and if the newspaper is slow enough, or is doing a story on it, it must actually be
It has
like-
permeated culture.
right. It's fully permeated culture. Yeah.
The weird thing is that it just seems like all the weird news outlets who aren't on top of the hot trends were on top of this the first weekend. Mm-hmm. Like you could tell it was kind of blowing up, but you really didn't have perspective on it yet. But it still seemed like everybody was jumping on this within 48 hours.
It's because they knew they blind squirrels finding nuts and all that.
Well, and it's
They
also
saw it like, holy shit, this just came out of nowhere immediately. We must talk about it.
Okay.
Well, you go to a Pokestop and you see 20, 25 people standing around it, all looking on their phones, and they're all playing the same thing and talking about it to each other. Yeah, that gets picked up on pretty quickly.
I guess it does.
It's gotten pasty, out of shape people out of their house, and those people reflect a lot of light because of their skin color.
I thought they were all absorbing it; it just went right through them, like translucence.
No, it's just reflecting.
Oh, okay.
Reflecting off of all of the white skin.
The
Yeah.
world got brighter.
But yeah, it's gotten popular because there's a very vocal contingent of people who are just like, I'm never playing that. I'm cooler than everything, so fuck that game.
I hate it.
Yeah.
There was an instant backlash too of people for
Sure.
whatever reason I don't understand.
Yeah.
But
People got so mad at people playing that game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're so stupid for wasting your time playing Pokemans.
yeah.
While I'm wasting my time telling you about it.
There was a bit of leftover from the initial Pokemon craze where parents were like, "Oh, my kids are wasting their time, but I guess I got to spend money on this shit." And it's just this residual, like, "Ugh, my
Not
adult
again.
children are doing it again on their phones for free." Grr.
Yeah, well, there's so many people at work. They're just like, one guy's like, well, we're at my daughter's soccer game, and there are all these people in the park just walking around in circles. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like,
You're watching kids play soccer, you fucknut.
yeah, and, well, I was,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the stupidest thing you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
but I was just like,
Trust me, I've been
Watching
one
the
of them.
worst soccer players on the planet
I was
play
like,
soccer.
these people most
Congrats.
likely, honestly, these people would most likely be sitting in front of their TV doing nothing otherwise.
Yep.
And you know what? And I think that's the thing that I appreciate about it is you can go somewhere and people are like, Pokemon?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. Yeah. Like my wife is now into it, which is really bizarre to me to have her like be like, hey, you want to hop in the car and go hit some Pokestops? And I'm like, okay.
Well, we were at a birthday naturalization
Yes.
party. I couldn't remember what it was for a second.
Our friend's wife is now a U.S. citizen.
Birthday.
So she had a party. Sorry,
Had a party,
it looked
which
like
was
a birthday party.
America threw up all over that party, and it was
Yes.
the best party. But
And so it was like just a couple days after it had released, and everybody was talking about it. And your wife was like giving it the eye roll for 4 hours. Just,
Yep.
oh, Pokemon, whatever. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sure. And now she's playing it.
yep, it took people at work
Meh.
doing it, and like they showed her like the cute ones, and she's like, oh, I see now. And,
It is
but yeah.
cute as hell. Like the beta, everything was really cute, but they somehow managed to just twee it up a bit.
Well, yeah, well,
They
when
tweaked it.
the idle animations for these things, like the majority of like the little baby ones, are just friggin' adorable. You know, like the one I have one that's like it looks like a dog that's on fire that's crossed with a tiger.
Oh,
but
yeah,
every
Growlithe.
once in a while it'll like kind of shake its head like it's going to scratch its ear, and it's adorable.
Yeah, super cute.
And it's like I love this little thing. And I mean, as far as gameplay goes,
It's dumb.
yeah. I mean that's the big issue is it's a mobile game. It's a Skinner box, of course, because they all are. And especially free to play ones where it's like, all right, how can you get more Pokeballs? Oh, you can buy some, and oh, I'm out of storage in my inventory. Well, if you spend a few bucks, we can get you more, but you have to buy a certain currency and all
mean,
that. Yeah.
I figured out
it is
one
microtransactions, but it's not like
It's not necessary.
I don't find it. Yeah, I don't find that it's like. I don't find it like a lot of those other mobile games with microtransactions and jewels and timers. That like you can just go get more of these items easily. All it requires is you leaving your house or moving to another location. So it's not like it requires you to either like
Well, except for
buy the jewels if you
storage
don't wanna
upgrades.
wait.
You can't get those naturally.
That's true, but you don't like you don't need
have
the
them.
storage upgrade.
Well, and there's also ways in the game to earn what you would, the currency, so to speak, that you would spend real world money on.
Wait,
Yeah.
there is?
Which
There is
is-
a way to
yes.
earn coins?
Yeah.
Owning the gyms,
Oh,
which
okay.
are
yeah.
at this point only for the people who have not stopped playing since it released, like for even 10 seconds, because they have like characters with 2,000 combat power sitting at at the gym, and there's a stack of like 5 of them there. So the problem now is that the hardcore people own all the gyms, and there's really, unless you've focused on one character to build up, you can't really own a gym, and apparently you have to own it for 21 hours before you start getting
All you have to do
the
is
money.
All you
so
have to do is
speak.
own it when you can click that defender bonus. Because
Yeah.
you can, whenever you can tap that bonus, all you have, and you don't even have to own the gym. You just have to have a Pokemon
Yeah.
in the gym. So you just have to put a Pokemon in a gym, hit
Yeah.
that defender bonus, and you'll get
But
coins.
what I will say that I find fascinating about everything going nuts about it, obviously it's the social aspect, the going out, having to go to a place to get basically the energy, so to speak, to play the game. Because most games would just be like, all right, well, wait 20 minutes and we'll give you more Pokeballs. This one's like, no, if you ran out, you have to either level up or you have to go to a Pokestop to get more. And that's the only way you're going to do it. And you can't, and like you're going to have to wait another 5 minutes at that place or go to another one. So that way's smart. But the interesting thing about this, and I don't know how it got so popular, is unlike every Nintendo thing ever, this game barely tells you shit about how to play it. It barely tells you a damn thing.
This is, well, so, and that's a hallmark of a Niantic game. Granted, they've only made 2.5 now, but I finally figured it out when they released Pokemon Go. One of the things they seem to like to do is to give you the very basic instructions and then make you either figure it out or talk to other people to figure it out. Because the only way that you're going to learn how to do all this shit is either by researching online from other people who have done it or talking to people when you run into them playing the game. And that was the same thing with Ingress, and to some extent I think it was going to be the same thing with another game they were developing called Endgame. But that's a thing that they seem to really like to do, is to kind of force people to interact somehow. And learn the game by doing so, and sort of create bonds between people, or create this sort of semi-amicable sharing of information. It's kind of neat. But like the whole thing seems to be an extension of John Hankey's vision for he's the CEO of Niantic. Seems to be like really in line with his vision of what he wants to do with games, which is to get people out. Like he was the guy who created Google Earth. He was part of that, the Keyhole project in Google Earth. And one of the things he said when they were in one of the many interviews about Ingress was that he wants to get people out in the world interacting with other people. And he wants to sort of, like, he wanted to use Ingress as a test bed for that API, that map type geolocation API, and then bring that into other things. And this really has gotten people out. It's really fascinating to see that vision in play and how quickly it was adopted with Pokemon Go, because like people just immediately flock everywhere.
Yeah, because Ingress was obviously never this level of.
Oh no, absolutely not.
It was just crazy people.
Yeah.
And this is basically, I mean, the map is identical. Like, all the Ingress portals were turned into either gyms or Pokestops, for the most part.
About
right?
60% of them, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they scaled it back because there were a lot more portals than Pokestops and gyms. But I think they had to scale back I think they used some sort of density algorithm to scale things back, because otherwise it would have been like
Pokestops everywhere.
Yeah, like 5 Points or Memorial Park would have been just like, I think there are 17 portals in Memorial Park, and there are like 8 Pokestops and 2 gyms.
Yeah.
So
is Ingress still running?
Oh yeah, it's still running. Yeah.
So it's basically just continuing to use the same stuff.
Yeah. And they're even still running like events, and they seem to have a plan forward for Ingress as well. So they're going to keep that up, which is interesting. I don't know how they have any energy to devote to anything else other than Pokemon right now, considering.
All I know is, like, if there were approving stops back in Ingress, all you had to put was fountain, mural, or church in the name of your thing, and you were getting a fucking portal in Ingress.
Pretty much.
That became a Pokestop. Because everything, like, even like places I didn't even know were churches, like in strip malls. It was like, oh, there's a church here. How do I know that? Because it's a portal.
Yeah, there are so many things named Tabernacle that I was not aware of. Like there are tabernacles everywhere. Like I'm just driving around, I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah,
it's a choir of tabernacles.
Well, and then there's some like Firehouse, which is where we usually go for our pre-podcast meals. Every Firehouse has a mural on the wall, so every Firehouse has a Pokestop.
I will vouch for those, because each one of those is a hand-painted piece of original art.
Yes.
Or my favorite Mexican restaurant that's right down the street has 2, because there are 2 murals in that place. And that's where I was sitting last night enjoying some delicious food between 2 Pokestops that both had lures and an egg going.
Yeah. Nice. So Harlow is playing it. That's how you know it's a thing. He doesn't even live on the same internet as us.
I don't.
But he found Pokemon.
I did find
and
it.
is playing it.
To be fair, I was very excited about the idea of Pokemon because the obtuseness of Ingress made me not understand it or care to learn it when it was a thing. But I was like, it's not augmented reality; it's reality. Getting out into the world version of AR was super fascinating to me. And I think I said the very same thing about why the hell isn't Pokemon, like if there were GPSs and stuff in your DSs, DS GPS, then I would think they would have had location-aware Pokemon games 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, Pokemon's fucking perfect for this idea. And it's a concept you already... I don't care who you are. You probably had a decent grasp on what Pokemon is. Catch thing, put it in ball, make them fight like dogs.
Yep.
I mean, it's like it's a pretty simple concept.
I miss the Pokemon craze.
Sure.
Somehow I like it. Just
We were that age where we were just that
went-
bit too old
Right.
to latch onto.
Yeah,
it.
I was drinking age when I think Pokemon started, so there was that.
so like I had no reference for Pokemon except for having watched the show a little bit, and I knew generally what it was
Right.
and all that.
Yeah,
but-
you were able
but-
to tell me it's a Rattata,
Yes.
not a Rattata.
Yes.
Rat-a-tat.
Children
Rat-a-tat-tat.
mispronouncing things
Yep.
at immigration parties. But yeah, like I didn't know what Pokemon was like in a detailed sense, but I played the beta because of my years of playing Ingress. Got the beta invite and kind of just took to it naturally.
I assume it reset when...
It did.
Okay.
Yeah. Or I'd be level like 900.
Yeah, well, I figured it had to. It's the only way to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually did the level scaling way different. Like getting to level 8 was like getting to level 15. So like I probably had enough points to be level 15 or 20, something like that. But yeah, they reset it. But
So
I just kind of picked it up, and it was the most natural thing in the world, surprisingly, to get into it and understand it.
did they take anything out that was in the beta? Like, say, trading? Which
No,
seems
trading.
like the biggest omission right now.
Trading wasn't in the beta. We were expecting them to introduce it in the beta, but they did not.
Yeah, the fact
Trying
that
to think of anything
having
that they-
doubles, the only thing you can do is send them to a grinder to become candy is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't. He doesn't grind them up into candy.
Well-
He trades you candy for them.
Sure. Right.
Uh-huh.
It's people.
The professor has a nice big farm where all those Pokemon can run around free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the
And-
same place you go when you're not here?
Yes.
Okay.
There are lots of Pokemans there.
I was going to point out one thing about the real world currency coins and things you can buy is one of my biggest gripes about things like this is putting the space dollars value to a thing that you then want to buy because it very rarely works out that it's like here's 10 real dollars, give me this and this, and you
Yeah.
don't have some left over.
Yep.
Yeah, because like
Oh, always.
But I found there is a combination. You can buy both storage upgrades and one set of Pokeballs, and it's like $10 or $20. And I haven't given them that money yet, but when I do, because I know it's going to probably happen, there is a set amount that it's like you can buy these 3 things, and you will use all of your coins and be done.
Yeah, I had run out of Pokeballs at work, and one thing popped up. I don't even remember now, but it was rare, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I ended up giving them $5 so I could get more Pokeballs, just so I could catch that one thing, which then ran away in a puff of smoke.
Oh,
Man, I bet
Yeah.
you were pissed.
Well, it's and that's the one thing that I can just never. My brain will never let me separate from these games is when it's just like, nah, you didn't catch that. Like you nail it right in the center with the ball when the target is really small.
Yep.
And it's like, great. And then it's like, nah, I'm going to hop out of that again. And it's like, no, I fed you a raspberry to make you more likely to get caught. And
Those
I used the
things-
better ball. And it's just kind of like my brain is like, yeah, this is a fucking slot machine. This is still a slot machine where we know that we can run you down enough of these and you'll keep throwing until you run out,
Well-
and then you'll spend money to get more.
well,
I mean,
that's
it's
the
a-
thing about like the real the DS games, the real JRPG ones is like there are different levels of balls. Right? Right now they don't have that in the game.
do.
They
They
do.
do.
There
Yeah,
are
they
great
have
balls.
Great balls and
Yes,
ultra balls.
once you get to 12.
Oh, okay. So
They
I'm sitting
unlock.
right below that. All right.
Yeah. Yep. And people claim there's one higher than that.
There's
but-
an ultra ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's black and yellow. They say so in the beta I had unlocked master balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
Master
That's the
balls.
dumbest thing I've said today.
You don't know how many balls jokes my wife and I have
Oh,
made.
I'm sure.
She's like, I haven't seen any balls all weekend. And I'm like, it's not my fault.
Honey, they're right here.
Yeah.
The Master's balls.
Yeah. You just haven't been looking.
yeah, that's because you've been using all those MP3s.
Yeah.
You just CD's nuts.
God. The worst and the best. But yeah, there's theoretically a master ball. I don't know how you get to it, but we'll find out probably in the next couple weeks. There are a couple things that I think are gonna help the longevity of this game. They have to announce. So pretty soon we're gonna get the little clicker thing, the little $35 piece of shit Bluetooth gimmick.
Yeah, instead of making all the smartwatches that everybody already owns work with it.
I mean, I understand, but
Yeah.
also $35. Give me a fucking break. That's dumb. But that's going to come out. That'll keep people interested a little bit, and then they're going to have to announce soon that they're either going to make trading a thing, or they're going to make battles between players, like direct battles between players, a thing. Those two things will probably happen soon, or the next generation so like 152 through whatever, the next generation of Pokemon.
So what's the top one now? Mewtwo?
I think Mewtwo, yeah.
Yeah, it goes up to 151. But no, I don't think anyone has found a Mewtwo yet. Or a Mew.
There have been people that have said they have, but it's just faked screenshots.
It's on
Pixar didn't have.
It's on the International Space Station, I heard.
Yeah.
I'll be up there soon.
That'd be fun if they did. But yeah, I mean, it's got issues, but I think overall it's enjoyable enough. I think the problem becomes for people who are not in a city.
Yeah.
You're kind of screwed because there's just not going to be landmark. Like I know when I go to visit my parents next month, there'll be nothing near them, anywhere near them. So it's just going to be like, yeah, this game is not a game anymore because you can't,
Yeah,
there's going to be no ingress data for them to pull from up there.
You'd be surprised how much, to give you an idea, at one point they had 1 million portal submissions in queue.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised how much it's pervaded the country. But
I've heard people talking about like walking around trying to get to things and coming across like borders, like electric fences that they couldn't go through, like weird things. Like they're walking through fields to a Pokestop. It's like, shit, I like literally can't walk there because I will zap my nuts off here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I live right near a college, which makes it easy for Pokemon because like they had a whole bunch of shit set up near there. But there's a lot where you basically have to get out and walk through the middle of the campus. Like you can't just drive around it.
yeah, like you have to walk through to the quad or whatever they call that, the big green.
Yeah. But it's good in that, you get out, walk, and you hatch your eggs because you get the certain amount of steps, and the GPS is tracking how far you've gone. And you can't really drive around slow to try and hatch those eggs unless you're
slow enough.
unless you're basically idling through a parking lot, and that then it's like at that point, why not just get out and walk?
Yeah.
So
it does a weird point to point distance tracking. So pro tip, don't walk in circles, or if you're going to walk in circles, walk in big circles, because it just basically, like, it'll take an update point from your GPS and then calculate the distance between the two instead of calculating with your pedometer.
Yeah.
So either walk in big circles or walk in straight lines to hatch your eggs. Pro tip.
All right.
Yeah. When hatching Pokemon, do not use serpentine motion.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Pokemons.
Well, no, I want to give one more pro tip.
One more
While
thing.
we're talking pro tips.
All right.
This is a really good one. Heard this one, and it definitely works. Since this uses the Google Maps data, go into the actual proper Google Maps app on iPhone or Android, zoom out as far as it will allow you, and download offline data for your map. For your city.
For your city.
For your city. So, like, take your city, zoom out. You can probably go to at least the county, maybe even, like, the next town or city level, and it'll allow you to download probably, like, your area code worth of map and keep it offline, and then you're not pulling data for everything you want to do.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference in both data and speed of game.
Yeah, because that was the other thing I was going to mention. I think the retention will be really different when people see their data, how much they've used over the course of the month.
Yeah.
because I mean,
Those are the stories I'm waiting for.
yeah, because
the outrage.
Because honestly, like if you want to hatch your egg and you're walking, the app has to be up.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything in the background, which yes, I get exactly why they did that, because otherwise you'd be hatching an egg just over the course of your day.
Right.
You know, but having it open means one, you fuck your battery, even with and battery save mode is very glitchy.
Battery save mode is a joke.
Yeah, when battery save mode comes back, your guy will still move, but your touchscreen no longer works. At least that's been my experience with battery save mode.
Neat.
But leaving it on means like you can drain your phone within an hour and a half at most. You know, so but really the data plan thing is what's gonna have people quitting that game. Unfortunately.
No, but I mean, it's pretty fascinating to me because, like, this was one of my favorite places before Pokemon Go, and now watching that Mexican restaurant, like, I know there are people sitting in there because of the two locations.
Oh, I can tell instantly. Like, at the supermarket, wherever, you can tell exactly who's playing and who's not.
Oh, this is actually good for businesses. Like, I mean, I went to another place that I like to frequent today, and I didn't realize there's a Pokestop and a gym right outside. And there was a line at this place that has never had a line the entire time I've ever been there.
Yep.
I've been at least 2 places since the game launched that have had signage outside saying we're placing lures and come in, drink specials and Pokemon.
And that's about the
I mean, if they sell lures with the coins, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, as a business,
Oh, absolutely.
It's a great investment.
oh my god, spend like $50 a month and just pop lures at prime times.
Yeah.
And just say like, you don't bring your own lures, we got it.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
holy shit.
I've seen a number of businesses doing that, and well, you've probably seen it all over the internet. Like how many places have like lures, and just people. Even if you just get people outside your shop to know that it's
still
there,
an awareness thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, I mean, I've seen churches advertise using Pokemon Go now. They're like,
Yeah.
come inside, catch the Holy Spirit. Seriously, I have a picture of that sign. We welcome Pokemon Go trainers. Yeah, I was just saying, like, everyone's like taking advantage of it, but I mean, it's already reached critical mass that I've, even like I was talking about, we're like, well, we have to talk about it because we spent so much time, but
Yeah.
I think you were transitioning. Then.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Pokemon Go is it is basically nothing like the actual Pokemon games.
No.
Because
That's what true Pokemon fans have been saying.
I was like, you know what? I should just try a Pokemon game because I never have. And that got me to, I downloaded Pokemon Yellow on my 3DS, which is the original Game Boy, like the first one. I guess Yellow is a slightly upgraded version, like that worked with Game Boy Color.
Oh, okay.
Red and Blue were the very first ones, but
Gotcha.
this is basically the same game except they give you Pikachu right at the start. And you don't get to pick your starting Pokemon.
All right.
Your starting pocket monster.
Oh.
So yeah, so they're like, here, you got Pikachu. Now go forth and JRPG.
Didn't they have like a special yellow edition Game Boy Color
Probably.
that came out? I think
Oh,
I
I
remember
guarantee
seeing
you.
one of those.
It's I love that also that like
Pikachu edition.
all of these games, like normally it's like $3, $4, $5, and this one was 10 on the DS. They're like, any Pokemon game is like, no, you're gonna pay more.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I got to start at the beginning because like I can't just jump in on Pokemon X. I mean, come on.
No.
Why would I do that?
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, and Pokemon Moon isn't out yet, so I can't do that either. But yeah, that is a Game Boy Color ass game.
Yes, it is.
It is about your most basic JRPG possible. And one thing they do, which is one thing that I cannot stand, is when you start, they're like, all right, what's your name? I'm Mackie. Here's my name. And they're like, what's your rival's name? And I was like, a rival? All right. And so I just, it was like you could input the name or it had like, 3 to choose from. And I just saw Gary. And I'm like, all right, that sounds like not a kid's name. So I picked Gary as my rival. Man, Gary is a piece of fuck. I hate Gary.
Wasn't Gary Ash's rival?
Gary Oak.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Yes, he's
he was Professor Oak's son.
He's
Right.
the professor's grandson, and oh man,
Grandson,
fuck
yeah.
that guy. Fuck him. Everything about him is terrible. And I don't like. I hate when they like. It was just like whichever Tony Hawk that was, where they're like, you got your best buddy who turns on you later, and like as soon as you start getting good, he starts trying to sabotage your career. That's Gary, man. Gary's like Grandpa's like, all right, I've caught a Pokemon, and here, Mackie, have this Pokemon. Gary's like, I want that Pokemon, and goes and fucking steals it from you. And Grandfather's like, well, Gary gonna Gary. Here's this other Pokemon that's, I guess it's a Pikachu, whatever. Here, and then
I don't know, it's a fucking Pikachu or
Yeah.
some shit.
yeah, and so he gives it to you, but then Gary's like, I'm gonna go out and do stuff with my awesome Pokemon. Fuck you. And and then later on, you do a couple things and you come back to town and
Punch Gary in the face.
I wish, but the professor's like, oh, I wanted to catch all the Pokemon and document them, but I'm just too old. I can't do it. So I need you two to go out and help me. Mm-hmm. And Gary goes, I can take care of it. And I told the girl not to give you a map. And then he leaves. So it's like his grandfather's dying wish is for everyone to help document all the Pokemon. And Gary goes, no, I'm going to do it, and I'm probably going to fuck it up, and I'm going to make sure that it's fucked up for you so you can't go find everything.
I don't like Gary.
He is not a cool boy.
Gary's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Gary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Go to hell, Gary.
Otherwise, like, the combat in the game, like, I've seen plenty of Pidgeys and Ratatas, because that's, like, your basic trash mob. And there's only, like... and
It's the wild boars of the
Yeah.
Pokemon world. Yeah.
Yeah, the blue slimes.
yeah, but, yeah, the game is, like, it's not... There's not much to it. You have one attack. Mm-hmm. And basically the other two attacks that I've learned are lower his defense or lower his attack power.
How many hours would you say you've played a Pokemon Yellow?
Oh, only like an hour and a half.
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not far at all, but it just kind of feels like I'm still doing tutorial stuff.
Okay.
Because I haven't even gotten a Pokeball to catch new Pokemon with.
Right.
Because I know you have to lower their hit points and do all that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of that old, random encounters. If you're in the grass, like, stuff will attack you. It's just a lot of the old, okay, well, just grind for a bit, and then maybe we'll, let you do better stuff later. And you got to go rest, which apparently the rest sound at the
I knew
the thing is identical to the rest sound that they have in even the newest ones.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I've been playing Pokemon Y. I'll dovetail off
Why?
of this.
Why?
Well, it was part of X/Y.
Oh.
The dual generations that they always had.
The letter Y.
Before that, I'd only played Black or White. I don't remember which one, and it might have been version 1,
Don't
not
matter
even
if
2.
it's black or white.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But that was one of the only ones they had like a something 2. Like they directly made a sequel to those colors. They were like, here's Black and White version 2.
Yep.
For whatever reason. So I've been playing a lot of Y here lately because it's there. I've got about 16 hours in, and I will say I had played it before, and I was like, it has been just long enough that I have no idea how to do half these systems, and I don't think I was very far. I'm going to reset my game.
Yeah.
So, that's an adventure in and of itself because they don't tell you how to reset your game. You have to on the main screen, you have to hold down a weird combination of buttons because there's one save and one save only for the game, and so it was you have to hold down this weird set of buttons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's strange. If you had a copy of that without having a separate memory card, you couldn't share a DS between your family members. There was one save per game.
Right, yeah.
It's a weird thing. If your brother or sister want to play it. Anyway, so I started over, and I've got about 16 hours, and I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Y. And the thing I really like about it is it's the same basic thing. You go around and you kind of grind in the little areas until you feel like you've got a pretty good, you've caught most of the ones for that area. And then you just start seeing repeats and you're like, all right, I think it's time to move along. And I've got a couple levels. Let's go to the next gym and battle. The thing I'm liking about it is there's a lot of systems now. I mean, in the modern games, I have to imagine they'll add 1 or 2 more in Moon and Sun or whatever that's coming out. But they keep kind of giving you just about the time you're like, oh god damn it, this is getting tedious. They give you something that breaks the tedium because I got to a point where now I'm in an area where I've been going through so many places that going back to a Pokemon Center to rest your things is kind of a pain in the ass in some places. And now I've got a move that is I can teach to one of my Pokemon that's a fly move as long as they're a flying creature, and they'll just pick you up and take you back to the Pokemon Center.
Oh, nice.
So it's wherever you are, as long as you're outside, you can just whoop, magically teleport all around the world. So it becomes, it's 15 hours in, I got a fast travel essentially,
Right.
system in the game that wasn't even there before. So it's it's pretty fascinating as far as like now I can travel around, not just to use the Pokemon centers as a travel point, but like now I can go check the stores if I'm looking to buy dumb clothes and shit like that. Whatever. I can fly around the world to all the places I've been. Or if I miss Pokemon, go back and catch a couple. But it's a really good game. It's still strange because they use the 3D really well on the 3DS. I mean, I've actually been playing with the slider up a little bit. But the game is still a grid. Like, it's really weird. Like, even when you're, like, doing, like, a third-person 3D thing, like, they have just built... It's still a fucking... Painted out on a... You can see the graph paper behind the 3D-ness. Because you'll be, like, next to a doorway, and if, like, your one pixel is touching the wall, you are not going through the door. It's like, scooch over just a little bit with the analog stick and then go through the door. It's like, it's really weird that it's just so tank control-y, even though with this big 3D world that they've created now. But yeah, they add lots of neat little systems. Like, you're running around and you're like, okay, I've got a run button, and it's like a little bit further in the game. It's like, okay, here's a pair of roller skates that you wear all the time when you're outside. So you just book it like triple the speed you were, and then you hit a point where it's like, all right, you got a bike too. You can pull out now and go really fast if you want to, and also like climb certain hills. So it's a neat, like, I'm not going to say like Metroidvania, but it's still like, okay, now I have this, so I know I could go back and get that hidden place there. And I've been playing a lot of it. So.
Yeah. I feel like I want to play Pokemon Yellow more, but I think it's just kind of like the fast progression of catching a whole bunch of shit in Pokemon Go has hindered me in that, because it's like, still got a Pikachu, and I can attack all these trash mobs, and that's about it. So, yeah, it's still crazy. Who a year ago, if you had asked me, hey, are you playing Pokemon? I'm like, yeah. Like, that would boggle my mind. Because I remember when you brought up Pokemon Y, I think it was last year or the year before.
You're like, what the fuck? Why would you buy that?
Why the fuck would you play Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that did happen.
I'm going to go ahead and... this is not so much our wheelhouse, but I will say I have gone down a fucking rabbit hole because I'm watching the cartoon, too. I am like 30 episodes into the Indigo League, like the dubs of the original version.
How is it?
Oh, I'm almost to the epilepsy episode, so I'll let you know when I get there.
Oh,
I think that's 34 was the episode. This one
is Indigo League, is that the original?
It's the original, but the dub, that's what they called. Like, the original was just called, like, First Generation or something like that, but then they have, like, each season has a different name when it's dubbed.
Okay, all right. Because I was trying to find the original, and I couldn't remember which
on
one.
Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it,
Indigo,
but
Indigo League is the original, essentially, just dubbed.
Okay. Because I just had no idea, and I was like, okay, well,
it's
Diamond and Pearl seems to be the oldest one, so when the beta came out, my girlfriend and I, we had no real reference for, all the Pokemon shit, so...
Well, this is the one that goes best with Go, because you've only got the original 150.
That's why we were trying to...
They do the rap at the end, so you can, like, start memorizing all these fucking names because it gets in your head.
Oh, that didn't take long. Yeah. But we wanted to get a Pokemon primer, so we watched Diamond and Pearl for, I think we watched 10 or 12 episodes of Diamond and Pearl.
The Prince time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cream, get on top.
Yeah. So, moving away from Pokemans.
All right.
I ran a poll about a month ago. I was like, I'm taking a day off to play video games from work because I've got more vacation days than I know what to do with. I was like, I'm going to stream a game all day. What is it? Help me decide. And I said, should I play Hitman 2016? Should I go back and play Manhunt? Or should I do Dead Rising 3? Because clearly I want to murder a lot of things in a game. And to my surprise, Dead Rising 3 won. So I decided to stream. I started a new game, which... because it's Dead Rising, it carried my progress from the previous game, so I was like already level 5 or 6, and then streamed it for, a good 6, 7, 8 hours, despite Twitch's usual, like, oh no, your connection sucks, and yeah, we just quit, sorry, and don't adjust it, because we'll quit that too, and anyway, I streamed a lot, Chuck watched some.
I did,
I
pretty much watched the whole thing.
Yeah, and you decided, hey, Dead Rising 3, I should play more of that.
Yeah, I did.
Because you know what? Dead Rising 3 is a lot of fun.
It's good.
It's dumb in a lot of ways that it forces, it kind of forces the dumb on you. I know I've complained about that before because I'm a big fan of the original Dead Rising, which I'm one of like the 10 people that loves that game.
Oh, no, you'd be surprised. Okay. I found out recently that there's a large mob of people who really like the
You
first.
always
Dead Rising.
find the mobs of people who hate whatever you've said.
Yep.
Yeah, but either way, Dead Rising
You have
3
too many followers.
Dead Rising 3 is a way more accessible version of that game.
Yes.
In a much larger area. With a lot more zombies available because, obviously it's on this generation.
Yep.
And you played a lot more of it than I did.
Oh, I played about 40 hours of it.
Yeah. I pushed you down that rabbit hole and you just went all the way through, didn't you?
Well, I had finished Resident Evil, and was
Which
kind
number?
of the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd been
One.
playing the remake.
Oh, okay.
So I wrapped that up, and this was around the time that you were holding the poll to see what you were going to play. So I was thinking I should probably get back to Dead Rising 3 because I'd started it twice. I started it like day one because it was a day one Xbox title, and then because there were so many day one Xbox titles, I never got back to it. And then like maybe 6 months later, I tried to go back to it and just didn't get very far. But watched you play it and realized that by watching you, it was like a tutorial. Like I didn't have to start it over. I was able to pick up everything I think I needed to know to jump right back into wherever I had saved.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of systems going on.
There are.
Especially with the combining your implements
Yes.
to make better, cooler implements of death.
And I always struggled with that, but then from like this point on, I was super good at it. And I think it helped too that I'd stopped maybe like level 12, 15 or something like that. So when I picked it back up, it was like starting the game with some power. So it wasn't
Like with
as
a cheat code
frustrating.
almost.
Pretty much, yeah. So I didn't feel completely helpless. I did like the weird state of the world I was in because it was like I'm wearing like a suit of armor and fireman's boots and sunglasses that I can see through the little slit on the the helmet that I'm wearing. So I didn't quite understand what the hell I was doing there, except for I think I was role playing it as if I'm in a zombie apocalypse, I'm fucking wearing a suit of armor.
Yeah. It's a smart thing
yeah,
to wear.
yeah. So
Can't bite you.
yeah, and the best part is that you're wearing that in all the cutscenes and everything. And people are talking to you, and you just look fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you were putting on any piece of clothing you found. Like if you just found like a blouse, you would put it on.
Oh, when I was playing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like I'm wearing this blouse now and a mustache and a and a rainbow
Oh,
wig.
that's of course.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the thing about the first one. The first one was like very much okay. You can wear any of this stuff,
Yeah.
but it was all normal clothes. The goofiness was like, oh, I found this dress.
Yes.
And so you'd have your guy, your Frank West dude, running around in a dress, and it was
Right.
kind of like that's kind of funny looking because But now they're just like anything.
Yep.
Anything you could see. Put that on.
Yep.
And it's like, and normal clothes almost don't exist in that universe.
No, it's
I think
weird.
is the weird difference.
Yeah.
Is they're just like, just wear random shit.
Yeah, every store you go into, there's some weird specialty, like teenage nonsense, like hot topic bullshit.
Yeah. which your guy just looks like he should not be wearing any of it.
Yeah, and you're always finding weird things like cop shirt, but that's it. Like no pants, so
Yeah.
you have to wear like you're wearing like a tutu and a cop shirt and a headband of some kind.
What was left behind by the hot cops?
Yeah, I found like a tennis player's outfit at one point and was just running around like that. And every time my wife would walk in the room, she's like, "Who are you now?" I was like, "I'm the same guy. I'm a tennis man."
No.
Mr. McEnroe.
Yeah. But the combined weapons are really. They had a lot of fun designing those.
Oh.
Even though some of them are totally nonsensical, but
You combine a traffic light and like a shock stick at some point, and you create the most powerful weapon in the history of mankind that you can just walk up to the ground and slam it on the ground, and then just everything within a 5-meter radius just explodes.
nice.
It's like, why would these two things do that? I don't know, but it's awesome.
Well, like I made a battle axe with a PlayStation attached to it, and it and basically when you hit things, it would say stuff in a robotic voice.
Yep.
And that was all it
So
did.
dumb.
Yeah.
Was it like a George Foreman PlayStation?
I don't even remember.
it was game console.
Yeah, it was
is what
game
yeah,
console. Yeah, and it
Because
looked
depending, depending on which PlayStation
it just
you
kind of
use,
looked
could
like
be-
a black box. It wasn't. But I mean,
Yeah, it didn't
when you
look
combine
anything.
these things, it isn't even like, oh well, let's just attach to it. Like it looks like a completely different item.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you'd hit things and it'd be like, ouch.
Yes.
It'd be like, that had to hurt. It would just do.
You do start making weapons that straight up have personality.
Yeah.
Like straight up have a character voice to them who are talking to you while you're swinging them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is just mindless good time.
Yeah, I Well, the one point in the stream where I was like, I may stop playing this game was I got to the boss fight with all the guys on motorcycles.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's these cars that turn on a half mile instead of a dime because they suck.
Yeah.
And all these motorcycles that can weave in and out and get away from you easily. And I was like, fuck all that. And then they take you off the bike and they're like, all right, here's a guy on a bulldozer bike with flames. Kill him. And he was just murdering me, like, nonstop. And the only way I killed him was I cheesed him.
Yeah.
Because I, like, hid behind a column and hit him, and he got stuck on the column. And then I was able to just run up and keep lobbing Molotovs at him. That was not fun. Like,
Yeah.
playing that section sucked. Are the other boss fights as annoying? Because I know there's the psycho fights.
Yeah.
Where you just, like, you're in an area with a human with a really long health bar and a weapon, usually.
Yeah. No, I think that boss fight sucks is because you're so underpowered at that point still.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, I don't think I died. The only times I would die in that game is when you just get swarmed.
Yeah.
Like, you just get swarmed by the million zombies in the game and your weapons break and that's it.
And your car died, too. that
Yeah,
tried
or
to
you would
drive
be
away.
just plowing through everything and your car catches on fire, but you're not in a position where you can jump out right away and you blow up with the car.
Yeah.
But, yeah, boss fights, no, after that are nothing. They're really not challenging in any way. They're interesting, but they're not a challenge.
Yeah.
So, but that game's great. I can't recommend it enough. And the DLC is really good, too.
Yeah.
Really good.
So you were playing like the story continuation missions kind of, or
Yeah, there's 4 episodes of, well, it's not really story continuation. They're kind of like concurrent stories that happen during the main game. Like,
are they characters you meet in the game?
Not really, but
Okay.
you kind of, they're events that affected you somehow.
Okay.
So they like interplay with stuff that happened during the story. So each episode you're playing as a different character, but you retain all the attributes that you had, you know, your level and your weapons and your safe house, you know, weapons and stuff like that. So that makes it pretty easy. So I'm already max level and I'm just, you know, that just makes it a pure sandbox, goofy, you know, you're just running through the DLC, fucking shit up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that was a big part of Dead Rising for me that I couldn't remember from the first one was what it was like to be underpowered.
Yeah.
Because I maxed out my guy, and whenever I played it, it was just like, I'm just going to run out and fuck around.
Yep.
You know, and it's hard to die
Yes.
when you're like that.
Yes.
So I think that's part of my love for that game was like once I had maxed it out, suddenly like the game unlocked and became the game everyone wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Almost. You know, aside from the time limit stuff.
It's weird too though that there are a lot of kind of cool, awesome powers that you get when you hit level 50 that you can unlock, which basically make you almost borderline invincible, like all your weapons don't break and stuff like that. But I was only like, I want to say level 37 or so when I finished the main game. Like I had to power through the DLC to really build that up.
Yeah.
It's a shame that that's kind of locked away behind this level cap that most people playing the game normally, I mean, like I wasn't rushing through it. It would take you a while to get to in the main game because that's kind of what makes it ridiculous. You know, when you can just have unlimited traffic light plus shock stick.
Yeah, I almost wouldn't want that because it would make me not experiment with things anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but still, I also would want that because, like, if you find something you really love, you want to at least have that in your back pocket to pull out and use whenever you want to smash something.
Yep. But so this game for me has done kind of what like Saints Row 3 did for me, which was basically like, those first 2 games, I didn't really care about them. But then you play the third one, you're like, oh man, now I got to go back.
Yeah.
So I was this close to starting Dead Rising 2, and then they just announced that all the old Dead Risings are coming out on the new consoles. So
I
I'm
hope
like,
it's as a package. I really hope that they don't piecemeal it like they've done with Resident Evil, and they're like $20 for each one.
It's Capcom. That's what they've been doing with Resident Evil. That's what they're going to do with this.
And I guess it's a weird thing in my brain. Like, I know spending $20 on those 3 games. Sorry. It's okay. I know spending $20 on those 3 games is going to give me, you know, a $60 game, or they're just going to sell them together as a bundle in $60. But for some reason, my brain's like, no, just put them out as a group.
Yeah.
Don't dick around with all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll gladly play those again.
Yeah. Plus, Dead Rising 4 is supposed to be out in December. So,
Yep. Yep.
So,
Year of Dead Rising.
Explain to me, like, is there like a all-in-one version that's come out? Like
The Apocalypse Edition, I think is
for
what
Dead
it's
Rising
called.
3.
I think it's
That's
the
like
only
the
one
Game
you can
of the Year
get
version?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
It has all the DLC bundles.
now,
with
is that the one that had the super crazy add-on
Yes.
thing? Okay,
I don't know if that's included
Super
in
Ultra
that.
Climax Edition.
Yeah, but that
I
is
think it is.
that is for
I
Dead Rising 3, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they put out everything for that.
Okay. Yeah, I have
I
that
think.
too, and I haven't started that.
Well, I was just looking because it's like the Apocalypse Edition is $50 on Steam still. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's
The Xbox version was like $9
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the Microsoft Store the other day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that game hasn't been games with gold yet. It seems like it's time.
It feels
but maybe
like-
closer to
like
Dead
they did
Rising
Sunset
4.
Overdrive before they did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think before. Yeah, that makes sense that they would put it out as.
Yeah, but it's really good, and it's super cheap most places now. So I wholeheartedly recommend it.
Yeah, and you didn't like the other ones, right?
I actually like on the show declared I give up on the first Dead Rising. I had started that game, I don't know, 6 times, and then there was I sat down with it and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then got to pretty much the same point I always get to, which is where the timer kicks in and you have to always go back to the office to do anything. And I was just like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this hard limit. This game has none of that. This game is just like hit select and you have saved your game, and so
Yeah, you run by a portalet and you can save your game.
yes, exactly. Toilets let you save.
Yep. That's how it was in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that makes me maybe want to give it another chance because I've
I'm
always
sure Chuck could loan you the disc.
I
now that
want to
he's
get
plowed through it.
into these games. Like there's something there that sounds like it'd be fun. It's just there's always it's either the time limit or the damn boss battles that have taken me out.
Yeah,
of Dead
the
Rising.
boss battle was the only point where I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah,
'Cause
you were not having
otherwise,
fun, and I was yelling at you, "Don't give up!"
yeah. Otherwise, like the time limit stuff is no longer an issue.
Yeah.
In the third one, I couldn't tell, is the day-night cycle tied to events or is it tied to what you're doing? Because mine, it was as soon as I got back and hit that bridge, it switched to nighttime.
It's kind of weird. I think the game has 2 time mechanics to it. I think there's a day-night cycle, but it doesn't affect the overall ticking clock of the
Okay.
game. The time progresses in the game just by mission progression.
Okay.
But I think there is a day-night cycle.
Yeah.
That
It
just
seems like
happens.
that day-night cycle is timed to all the side limits, the side missions.
Yeah.
Because those all have a gauge where it's ticking
Yes.
down.
Yes.
So you do have to do those, but it's not like Dead Rising 1 where it's like, you only have time to do this.
Right.
And I think that's why so many people hated Dead Rising 1 was like, I want to do everything, and I
Yeah.
only want to do it in one playthrough. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it
no,
was-
this game's designed to be played multiple times.
Yeah, no, it was affecting my OCD, which was like I have to complete all the things, and it wasn't
Yeah.
letting me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna go back and also forward.
But yeah, speaking of games where they make you replay over and over.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Oh.
Game.
where it's designed to be played over and over.
Yeah,
Man, played more Hitman.
I've heard.
Loving Hitman.
Yeah.
That's why I designed that
You
poll.
want to hit all the men.
I designed that poll just to be so like, all right, people are going to pick Hitman. And then Hitman came in last.
Oh, I see.
But it,
Rigged the poll.
It paid off, didn't it? Because you got Dead Rising 3.
I'm not complaining. I'm just
And
saying
you went
the
nuts with
premise
it.
is flawed.
Yeah. But man, Hitman is so good. And they put out more episodes for it. I'm not crazy about Marrakesh. Of course, I still haven't wrapped my brain about everything I can do on that mission.
Right. That's the newest.
No, well, kind of. They put out a summer bonus episode, which I don't even know if you can buy it if you don't have the season pass. But it is, they've redesigned the Italy, the Sapienza area, and the Marrakesh area to have different missions.
Oh.
Like the Sapienza one, they're filming a movie in the main square. And it's like this guy looks kind of like Iron Man, and he's fighting this giant robot thing.
Uh-huh.
And he's like he's the actor and director, and he's gone over budget, and
Okay.
the producers have hired you to fucking murder him because they can't handle it.
Okay.
So you're hired to kill this guy, and as with Hitman, there are all sorts of crazy ways to do it. But this mission feels way more linear than the other ones did because you're basically funneled into one spot that you can sneak onto set from.
Oh, okay.
And you kind of have to go that way. And they've basically blocked off the rest of the level. Like there's only this square where the movie set is, and then like kind of the streets just outside of it.
That makes
But there are
sense.
security guards at each post, so you basically have to sneak into one building. And it's almost like you have to have a lockpick, or you can't get into that, so you have to change what you start with. But once you get in there, and then you can start messing around, there's like a bunch of different ways. One of the achievements is to kill him in like 3 different manners. One of which is altering the giant robot that he fights so that the teeth actually work and the pneumatics fucking chomp him to bits when he gets up on it. There's also lighting him on fire with jet fuel,
Okay.
which you load into one of the other monsters he's fighting.
Uh-huh.
And the other one is just straight up triggering the pyrotechnics at the wrong time as he's jumping over them and blowing him up. So
it's like stuntman
kind of
level kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Like weird movie making, not like how movies actually happen.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Oh,
okay.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And it's like no CG. This is all practical effects, which
right.
is kind of cool. But, and the actor director is just a dick to everyone on set. He's just a fucking dick. So that's also what I like about this game is they're just like, yeah, these guys are killing. You're not going to like them. You're not going to like them one bit.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. But, so yeah, I've killed him in plenty of ways, but I just don't like that it's basically if I have a save where I'm inside that building in that one room that kind of funnels me out.
Yeah.
I can just hit load from there and just go into a dozen different paths from that one. Actually, there is one where you can adjust the heater next to him when he's signing autographs for people. And then shut off the generator, and when the lady turns the generator back on, it blows them both up.
Oh.
So that was one of them that kills him. But I love this game because they offer you so many different avenues of doing stupid shit, and they're like, yeah, this is stupid shit, but who cares? So
it does sound like our brand of dumb fun.
yeah. And I did the stream where the Paris mission is doing the Vampire Magician challenges, which there's a suit called the Vampire Magician, which he looks like a fucking vampire in a top hat and glasses and sunglasses who's walking around the party. And people will be like, hey, Dracula, what's up? When you're walking around in it. But any of the guards, like this entire level, like the second level where you kill one of the targets, everyone, the instant they see you is on high alert.
Oh.
It's just like, hey, what are you doing here? Because you're dressed like a goddamn vampire magician running around. So I streamed for about an hour, me completing the challenge of dropping a chandelier on her, and then I think that one was called like for my next trick. And then there was, and also electrocuting the other guy in a puddle of water out front. And so it was basically getting that set up and then just kind of following him around until he murdered himself. So, yeah, there's a pretty good stream of me doing that, even though I have to save and reload a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to do that. But once you're playing the game and you're used to the levels and the patterns everyone has, it's fun to have internalized and mastered a level like that. But, yeah, I also killed one of the elusive targets, which is their weekly or their little challenges that they've set up. Like
their timed exclusive.
Yeah, they're very limited time. Like the one I did a couple weeks ago was the twins, which is two identical twins, but one of them was wearing a watch. And the one with the watch you have to murder.
Oh.
And these missions are like no saves. You can reload, you can restart, but once you've killed the guy, you can't restart. Like once you've killed him, you have to be able to escape the mission without getting caught.
Right.
So you can't just run up, blam, and then, if you get caught, reload. It's like, no, once you've killed him, you're locked in, and you can't kill the other guy, because if you kill any of the collateral targets, you end the mission immediately, and you cannot replay it ever again. So I was able to kill that one. But this week's is Gary Busey.
Hi!
Yeah, it was the poll they ran where it was Gary Busey or Gary Cole, and I think we all knew that Gary Busey was going to win. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But Gary Cole is still in the mission and has this conversation with Busey where Busey doesn't even remember him. And he's like, we had a scene this morning together where you remember that? And he's like, no autographs, man. It's...
That's probably overheard at some point. They were like, put that in
the game. I haven't beaten the mission because I didn't want to kill Busey just yet. Also, I couldn't get his two bodyguards away from him without failing.
Aw.
And I was careful about that. But I just enjoyed following him around this square, following him around Italy. Like he stops by the barber shop and he's like, yeah, when I was young, my daddy cut my hair with a hacksaw. It was a simpler time. He goes, I should get a hacksaw. And then he just starts walking again. He also sings a song to a lady on a balcony. I mean, he's going around just doing dumb Busey shit. He does an exorcism on a gravesite. What? So I haven't found the time to stream that, like when there's nobody home and I can just narrate this and just follow him around and let him do Busey shit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but there's some fun Busey stuff going on there. It's really dumb though, because like the reason they want you to kill him is because he's walked off set and he's just has all these weird demands. So it's kind of like the other one where it's like they're like, it's easier to just kill Gary Busey off than to But yeah,
Man,
of course,
movie industry is terrible.
yeah, of course, the mission is called the Wild Card,
Ah.
and he also has a thing. He's also got he gets a call from his agent, and he's like, "Do a video game? That sounds really stupid." And then he's like, "Why don't we make a game called Busey Bear, where I go around hugging happiness into people?" He's like, "We'll make a killing on early access." And I'm like, "Oh, I see. You're doing a Dropsy the Clown joke there. All right." So there's some like way too obvious stuff like that, but
Busey Bear.
yeah, but it.
Huh.
And the sad thing about that game is, I know it, it's not like Assassin's Creed where when you kill a guy, they have like this monologue with you or anything like that. It's just, I know I'm just going to lure him into a room and fucking strangle him.
Sure.
And it's like, oh, Busey deserves better.
Yes, he does.
Maybe he'll monologue as you're strangling him.
Yeah.
I can only hope. But yeah, but I've been through most of his routine, which seems somewhat randomized. Like he did certain ones twice because the elusive missions. I mean, it's the same map,
Right.
and the same parameters. Usually, like you can't go into this area unless you have this disguise and all that. But it's much like the other one where they just kind of wander around the non-restricted areas, and they kind of have routines that they go through. Like, oh, if he's got by the barbershop, he's going to tell that story about his daddy,
Yeah.
and if he's in this other room, he's going to do this. And if he meets Gary Cole by the fountain, he's going to have that argument with him again. And I was bummed. I followed Gary Cole around for a while, and he didn't do anything else. There's one part where he's like, yeah, Gary Busey said he'd see me at home. How does he know where I live? And it seems weird for them to spend all this like effort on doing this stuff and getting those guys to do lines for a mission that's only available for 7 days.
Yeah.
Like you can only play it for 7 days?
Yeah, they're all time limited. And then after, some of them are only like a weekend.
Yeah. It's like
I've missed the first 5, I think, because I was out of town when they ran them on the weekend.
That's stupid.
Eh.
I'm going to go on record. That's stupid.
it's weird. Like in the moment content, it kind of makes sense.
I mean,
Nah.
it's trying to push the episodic thing. Honestly,
I think at some point they'll probably bundle that.
Yeah,
stuff
that's
up.
my feeling.
But we
is
live
when
in a
it's all-
world where we have DVDs and DVRs.
No, I know, but it's kind of like just a like, hey, well, I don't know, like
I think it's
Destiny
more just an
has,
experiment.
Yeah, I mean, other
MMOs
games have that.
Well, I hope
MMOs have plenty of limited events, and people don't lose their shit over that.
Yeah, they're trying stuff. It
Yeah, but
may
they're-
not necessarily work.
MMOs are trying to keep you giving them money. Like, I don't want that from a regular game that should be on a disc that should be a playable
This is an
whatever.
episodic
but,
game.
yeah, this
anyway.
is episodic anyway.
But it's coming out on disc eventually.
Eventually, and
Yeah,
maybe that all that
and-
stuff will be packaged.
And
with
that's
it,
kind of
but-
what we figure is that they'll put those back in because it feels weird to like get these guys to do voice
Yeah.
lines and do all that stuff and not.
I
Well,
guarantee.
yeah,
that
I
stuff
mean,
will
I'm
come.
just saying, like, don't vaporize it. I mean, like,
I'm sure they
maybe
won't.
only viable for 7 days or whatever, but
Yeah.
you can't just, like, tell you when to play the game.
The thing is,
There's like
they're-
leaderboards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all still in the menus. It just says you missed this one.
Oh,
So I think it'll be there later.
yeah.
But it just kind of I think it's mostly an experiment at this point from them. But it makes you play it differently, knowing that you only have this certain amount of time, and you can't fail it. Like if you fail it, you're fucked. And that's like the one with the twins. I replayed that like 3 or 4 times, just like finding out what I needed to know and restarting the mission and then going through it again. And then eventually I was like, all right, I know he's going to sit here and he's going to talk with this guy then, and I can snipe him in the head. And I did. And I was like, yes. And then all of a sudden his guards immediately were running directly to where I was. And I was like, oh, fuck. And so I had to basically sprint through the town with a sniper rifle on my back while people are going, hey, what? Because, you can't have a sniper rifle on your back and running through town.
No.
It's not Texas. You can't open carry in Sapienza. So, but yeah, so I had to sprint to this boat to get away. And I was like, oh, God, I hope I don't need keys. But, yeah. That game has some fun intensity to the sequences when you're not trying to save scum it a lot. But yeah, I didn't like the Marrakesh mission as much. I haven't beaten it yet, but it feels very much like it feels more like a Metal Gear mission. Where it's like there are soldiers everywhere and they're all armed, and you don't want to lose your stealth because then you're pretty fucked.
Right.
But yeah, it's all right. I like Hitman. I think everyone should play Hitman because that's a lot of fun. And you can watch that stream. You can watch me do stupid shit as a vampire magician.
Yeah.
And I will try to stream and archive the Busey one.
I would like to
where
see that.
I will actually follow him, hear his lines, and then murder him.
I would. Fine, I'll watch you do that.
Yeah. So Chuck,
Yeah. Oh, right. Speaking of
this is our half, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of games.
Speaking of things,
Because
that-
it's all us this half, and then BJ and Harlow cut
yeah.
loose in the second half. So let's just take it for what we got here.
yeah, real
But
quick.
I've played this game though too, so
Okay.
I can
Okay.
contribute.
I have as well.
The mobile game Pac-Man 256 came out on consoles, and I had not played it on mobile because free to play with those hooks in it just makes me cringy and I can't handle it. But this was a $5 console game, and they took out all the hooks in it, and you just progress normally.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good spin on Pac-Man. Like, it's made by the Crossy Road people, and it's got kind of that aesthetic to it, but it's, I mean, you know, for a game that is continually trying to figure out a way to stay relevant, which is Pac-Man, and over the years it has had some success and some horrible failure. Pac-Man 256 is fun. It's, you know, it's one life, and it's just like go as long as you can.
It's a Pac-Man endless runner.
Yeah. You know, you get power-ups.
Like you can't go like it is basically a runner because you can't go down because the screen,
The kill screen is chasing
the
you.
kill screen basically chases you. So
Yes.
like you have to kind of keep going up forward.
You do.
like Crossy
And
Road style.
It's kind of procedurally generated, I guess. It doesn't seem like because it just keeps going and going.
Well,
so
it's cool because like as long as you're eating pellets, I mean the 256 comes mostly from that's the ultimate combo and
Right.
higher
Right.
Of eating that many pellets in a row because there are certain sections where there are no pellets, which is the worst thing ever when you're trying to outrun something and then you're like, fuck, there's a break and I just broke my combo.
Yeah.
Because as you eat more pellets, you start going faster and faster.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
It's, you know, I mean, for a $5 purchase, I am thoroughly enjoying it. And it's one of those games that I can just go to when I'm like, I've played something hardcore for 2 or 3 hours and just like, I need a little something else before bed. Just play a couple of rounds of Pac-Man and, you know, progress towards getting all the power-ups or whatever and see what the next thing is. And
So that's weird because like that's what keeps me playing the free one is like unlocking those things. I don't know. That's
it seems to me like it has the same hooks. It's just they're kind of time based. You know how many pellets you eat.
so the free to play mobile version or the what I've been playing on the Apple TV is like you can play a game where you can use your power ups and you get bonuses and work towards your goals, or you can just play a one that doesn't cost whatever invisible space dollar currency they have, but you don't work towards the goal. So you can play it forever. It's just whether or not you have power enough to be working on the goal or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But I like it. It controls well. It looks good. It, you know, the kill screen stuff is kind of creepy when it starts futzing with the screen and making everything staticky. And yeah, I think it's a smart way to keep that game relevant until when they just announced that Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 is coming out.
hell yes.
So that's my next jam right there. But, you know, until then, 256 will
Yeah,
do.
if you never played Championship Edition DX, you should.
Yeah, you should play all of that.
That was damn good.
Yeah, that was how you evolved Pac-Man. And from that trailer they put out for CE2, holy God.
Yeah.
That thing is fucking crazy. So
Yeah, they very much took the Geometry Wars, oh God, there's so much happening right now, but yet you can still stay focused on what you need to be doing.
yeah,
Type thing.
it's very easy to get into a groove in that game. Like to just be in the zone and like, man, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about the design of that to where you can just like part of it is the way the pellets are designed because they're designed in a pattern to just go. It's not like everything is a pellet. You've got a trail basically that you can follow, and if you're doing it right, it just feels really good.
Yeah, there's an optimal path
Yes.
through the game.
Yeah. So this will do until that comes out, and then when that comes out, all in,
I'll play it.
playing all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
CE was good,
Yes.
so hopefully CE2 is also.
Hope so.
Last thing we got first half. I played Lego Jurassic World.
Hey, finally.
It went on sale, and I was like, all right, time to do this. So yeah, that's another Lego game. I haven't played one in a while, so I forgot that they have like clips from the movies in them now, or not in the movie, but like basically the voice acting
Yes.
from the movie.
Yes.
So that's weird because it's pretty much like the audio isolated from the movie, so it never quite sounds right
Yeah.
coming out of the characters that are saying them, not only because they look like Legos, but it's just like it sounds like it was recorded in another room type stuff. You know, when John Hammond shows up in the trailer to recruit them to go to Jurassic Park. You know, it sounds weird.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you didn't need this before. Why are you doing it now? Aside from, you know, it makes it easier for them to tell stories and not rely on you having seen the movie and just knowing how these things work.
There's only so long they could just have all their characters go,
Yeah, true. Even though some of them still do it.
Yeah.
But I like how they structured this one, where you basically play kind of like the introductory stuff for Jurassic Park, where you're on the dig out in the Montana or whatever.
Oh, really?
And then once you beat that, they helicopter you into a pad, and if you go left, you can play Jurassic Park, and then progress through Jurassic Park, Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. Or if you go to the right, you can just go straight into Jurassic World.
Oh, okay.
And you play an introductory level where you get to be raptors.
Yeah.
Well, you get to be what's his face?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. I knew it was Chris something. I was going to say Klein or
No.
Penn or whoever.
Yes,
but
Chris Penn.
Yeah, you get to play Chris Penn.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was eaten
But-
by dinosaurs.
But you play Chris Pratt, and then eventually you're controlling the raptors for a little bit, and then they let you loose in Jurassic Park as the two kids, and that's kind of cool, like running around the Jurassic World set. They've done that pretty nicely, but you know, it's the Lego games where there's just a whole
Yeah, I was going to ask
bunch
if
of
it
little
was
things to
like
do.
just Jurassic World, because that seemed like
no, it's
way too small of a subset to
Oh,
have
yeah.
enough characters or anything.
Yep. No, they let you do the other ones,
Okay.
and you're combining guys you didn't even know had names. You know, you get to play as Benny the guard, and you know, just
Margarita Man?
You mean
I don't
Buffett,
know.
Mr. Buffett?
yeah.
Yes.
No, there is a scene where a guy runs out of one of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to hold on to stuff. And
See, I enjoyed in Lego Dimensions putting the two Chris Pratts on the portal and having them run around with each other. The
Yeah.
Lego movie Chris Pratt.
Did they
and Jurassic
acknowledge it
World.
at all?
Yes.
Okay,
It
good.
was weird and awkward.
good. I'm glad they did that though.
Yes.
But yeah. Oh yeah, and you also do the very opening scene of Jurassic Park. I forgot that where they're bringing the cage in, and you have Muldoon doing the shoot her, but instead they just feed her hot dogs.
Oh.
Yeah.
They do always
Shoot
do that
her
little
with
twink
meat
at the
tubes.
end.
Yeah.
Give her pizza
There's a-
shooters.
There's a lot of there's a lot of food stuff in place of murder.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So
Like, instead- like-
food is the new walkie-talkie.
Kind of. Yeah.
Characters
At
will
least
just
that's how it feels.
like, oh, murder's going to happen. Nope, birthday cake.
Yeah. But I could just, you know, the music obviously is going to be great because it's all the Jurassic Park music in the background, and that's fun. But I don't like the voice stuff. I don't like them doing that. I kind of wish it was more cartoony but there's also, I mean, you do get the guys on the side having a weird conversation about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of cute and funny, but
I guess I've just gotten so used to it because I played so much of that Avengers one.
Yeah.
That launch one, Marvel, whatever.
Lego Marvel.
And then the Lego Dimensions, which is just all.
But Lego
character
Marvel was like they recorded that for the game. I think he's saying this is like stolen audio from the movie.
And that is weird too. That like,
well, yeah, and there is dialogue that's recorded for the movie, but they also use the stuff from the movie.
Yeah.
You know, or not recorded for the game, but they
Right.
also have movie dialogue that's just ripped out of the movie, and it's
Yeah.
weird. And all the old Jurassic Parks, of course, they have to because, you know, Goldblum's not going to come back, and though they do on the helicopter ride, they extend the. They do have that, so
okay, good.
5 stars.
All right, excellent.
Best Fody. I almost forgot that. But
Okay,
yes,
good.
So
they did-
you're saying it's extended, like it's an even longer laugh?
it's a little bit longer. Yes, they give it a few extra.
And did they cut to the other Legos just looking
Yep.
at each other like,
Yep.
what's happening?
Yep.
Dig up dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dinosaur.
Yep.
I love that each one of us has our distinct Goldblum
Yes.
helicopter laugh.
Yes.
But yes, that's in there.
Okay, good.
So on that note, you want to end this half?
Yes, that's the best note.
This half.
Dinosaurs. Okay. Well,
My ears. They sweaty.
yeah, they be sweating.
They sweating to the east, they sweating to the west. They sweating in the headphones that you use the best. They be sweating.
Go on.
Keep going.
No.
Keep going.
You don't deserve that.
Why not? What'd we do?
Wow!
It's what you didn't do.
What didn't we do?
Deserve it.
What the?
Ha! Figure it out yourself.
Jeez. Back off, Gary.
I'm not even going to give you a map. Yeah, that does have a weird mint. Like, it's just a hint of
A hint of mint.
mint. Not even...
It's not good.
Yeah, it's all the plant part of the mint without all the mintiness. You know?
Ugh.
Maybe it's mint root. Mint root. Yes.
Oh, it's Angry Birds.
No, it's Angry Chicken too. There's also Anger... I think there's Anger Chicken.
Anger chicken.
You gotta press...
God damn it.
You gotta press that.
I just watch her going, cock, cock, cock.
There's no... Oh my god. Oh dear god. What? Pretty good. I'm good at Angry Chicken too.
I bet you can aim also. The ups and downs.
You're ups and downs. Nope. Oh, what are you doing? Go back over there.
Maybe with triangle.
Sure. Triangle. Nope.
Got it.
Yeah.
Freed them birds.
My chicken's so angry. Thank you. Go away, please.
Everyone abandoned you, Chuck.
I know.
Man, it's hot here.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
Fuck, it's hot.
That's a cool baby you got there, Chuck.
Thanks. This thing couldn't heat anything.
Ooh, angry plants. Oh, it's Plants vs. Zombies.
I want to know what Chinese computer factory where like people are programming this shit. We need 203 of the most garbage games. Make them.
Well, Flying Bullet might be good. Stage 1, fight.
I bet it's not.
Fucking aspartame in this.
What? In the Stars and Stripes?
Yes.
So I'm definitely not. There's like everything about that is like the worst thing to me.
So it's basically diet.
Diet minty Dr. Pepper.
That's some hot bullshit.
There's no mix in the ingredients. It's the aspartame. It sure tastes like it. It's aspartame. Got potassium. There's brominated vegetable oil. Yeah.
Really?
Citric acid, orange juice from concentrate with other natural flavors. Gum, acacia. Okay, that's it. Caffeine, aspartame. That's so weird. Why the fuck would you put aspartame in when you've already got sugar in it? Should we put that extra glass?
Oh man, my ass is gonna be so cool, baby.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
You're fine.
Oh,
Cool, baby.
Pretty good at Flying Bullet.
How was Flying Bullet?
It's pretty good. It's you
Uh-huh. Yeah.
you have to bounce a bullet and kill dudes. You're a lady with a gun.
Oh.
And your arm does this.
Good.
And you have to shoot a bullet and bounce it off of the rest of the room to kill the gentleman.
Fabulous.
Oh yeah, Skyward.
Actually, you know what? I think I say officially, I don't give a fuck if the cat's gonna come in here. Let's pump some air for its cool.
Okay.
This sounds so good.
Can't wait until I make my 8-hour video.
Surprisingly, like, the
Yeah.
controls are generally responsive, and these games work, which is way more than I thought, like, was actually possible.
You're not expecting working games.
Right, like, I didn't think that they could...
Like when he started playing Gangnam Style, I was like, oh, that's going to be all it does. Is just play that.
Well, I didn't, because I couldn't find the start button. I was like, okay, so it just takes more time and stuff.
Yeah.
Hammer Chicken! it's a...
Stop Hammer Chicken.
Yeah.
No, I mean stop Hammer Chicken. We need to make a podcast.
Yeah.
So what is Hammer Chicken?
You hit chickens with a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's whack-a-mole.
Yeah, whack-a-mole.
Oh, with chickens.
Right.
Whack-a-chicken.
A murder most foul.
Hey.
Same birds. I wonder what same birds is.
Same birds?
Yes. Same.
Oh, I thought you meant sane. Like, they're not
it's-
angry.
it's-
They're rational birds.
It's Same birds.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's a memory game.
So you got to match the birds?
Yeah.
The same birds.
Yes.
So what does that switch do at the top?
Shuts it the fuck off.
Nope.
It's not volume.
Literally
that's for
nothing.
Goddamn sure.
I kind of want to take it apart.
Give Chuck $13 and you can do that. Oh, $13.90
Oh, yes. Because I did
For
pay
expedited
for the
shipping.
tracking.
Man, why haven't you done this fan thing before? That is actually like making a giant difference.
I didn't know you had a fan. Why are you holding out on us?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of fans.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
Oh,
revolution.
well, game over to you too, sir.
And yet there you are, still playing, despite a game over.
Sounds like a Yoshi game.
I think it's a Yoshi sound, but it's dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Bastion.
No.
No, don't play Bastion.
For real, just
Yeah. Pull the battery. Pull the battery. Come on, come on.
you're done.
Take the cool boy.
Jesus.
You're done.
You're one cranky bitch.
You're done.
All right.
Pull the battery.
I didn't know that everybody was ready and it was go time, so...
That's all right.
We did say let's go. These were words that were said.
It might have been us all sitting here silently listening to you play the game.
I enjoyed it.
It might have been.
I had a good time.
See, that's what Twitch is like. You watch other people play, but you have no control over any of it.
Unless it's Twitch plays.
But you can actually see it.
thing. I don't know how that works.
I enjoyed chatting at you to do things, and then like 2 minutes later, you would get the message in chat.
Yeah, Twitch is way
grab that
off.
thing. Yeah, that was helpful.
Oh, turn around and go back and grab the thing that I missed.
Well, yeah, it was just be like the glowing thing right next to your foot, and then like 2 minutes later, he'd be in another building, and he'd be like, the glowing thing next to my foot. There's nothing next to my foot.
So good.
Yeah.
So live. The internet is awesome.
I have good news, BJ. You get to talk about a whole bunch of games this half.
I know.
I want to hear about Rocksmith.
Dude,
Well-
I believe that's Rock Smythe, where I'm from.
Oh.
yeah.
right. So you guys ready?
Totally ready.
I'm so ready.
All right, welcome back. Second half.
Hey,
Still,
Still
an MF VGP.
totally
It's a
correct.
motherfucking video game podcast.
Yeah. For those who don't speak acronym, Chuck.
sorry,
You looked confused.
I was.
Chuck did not.
But I
he
got
didn't
it.
get it.
I'm with it.
So this half is mostly like garbage old games. This half. I mean, things. Well, just not
not
garbage.
garbage.
There are at
just-
least 2 not garbage games.
I mean, there's. I'm just saying we've been playing some cleanup and going through libraries and replaying and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm just warning you.
Oh,
So
warning taken.
In that context, I got excited about Dishonored 2. Among all the things at E3, I was like, yeah, I want some more Dishonored, and especially if you can play as Emily Caldwell. She's grown up and awesome now too. Let's do this. But I was like, you know what? I'm not sure I remember everything that happened in Dishonored, so I decided to pick it up and go through it again. Played through the main game and played through the first DLC. I did not have time to finish the Witches of Bagmore, Bragmore or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I'll tell you about what I did. I played a super bloody playthrough of the original game. I was like, let's just kill literally everyone. We're not sparing anyone. Just death, death, death.
Going for the darkest ending.
Yeah, because like when I played before, I went through a lot of non-lethal options and tried not to, I was putting guards to sleep and choke holding and all the things. I was like trying to be as non-lethal as possible. This one I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Murder, murder, murder. So the weirdest thing about that, and not to get spoilery, but like when you're getting towards the end of the game, like people kind of start to judge you based on your playthrough. Like there are people start saying different things about how you've been playing. And there's one character in particular that if you play it as dark as I did, will actually like turn on you last second. Like you're about to start the final mission where there's just a boatload of bad guys all around, and he's like, I don't agree with anything you've done, and I've supported you all up until now, but you know what? I'm turning you over. And he fires a gun in the air and makes all the guards start running towards where you are.
Oh, no.
Unless you kill him first. Which I ended up doing. I was like, you know what? Fine. You want to play that way? I got murdered by the guards. I was like, load up, and he's going through the speech again about how I fucked up. And I was like, yeah, well, did I fuck up? So, killed him too.
Shank.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting way to play the game, just to see the darkest timeline possible. So I'd pretty much continue that into the DLC, despite the fact that you're playing a different character. The cool thing is like there were 3 DLCs. One's like it's almost like the Mirror's Edge time trials thing. It's like not really in the game. It's just like here's little tiny snippets and go through it as fast as you can. So I didn't really play that one, but the 2 story based ones you play the same character, and they're kind of a continuation of each other. So you're given a whole new character and things to level up because like you basically start back square one again. But when you start the DLC 2, it's like, hey, we see a playthrough for part 1. Do you want to bring that in so you don't start part 2 all over again? So it's kind of cool. Like you're beginning the progression again, but you get to jump in episode 2 the same way. Yeah, it's still a fun game. I think it's like what it is about Hitman. Like this tickles that fancy for me. The like look at the level and go like, yeah, I can probably get up there, and then figure it out that you actually can. And
you also have magic powers.
Magic powers, things like that, yeah. And stuff like that is all fun. Like when you're playing Corvo, the main character, you can summon rats from the ground and to either kill people or dispose of bodies. And then the DLC, when you're playing Dowd, you can summon like a assassin. Like kind of like Assassin's Creed, just be like, and there's a guy to help you out who's kind of autonomous. And, limited time kind of thing. But, yeah, no, I still really like the game. I'm playing it on PC, so it's essentially the definitive edition. They didn't come out with that on there because it was already all unlocked anyway. You could turn all the pretties on from day one.
The PC version was already definitive.
It kind of was, yeah. Because I went looking, I was like, oh, I need to make sure I have the definitive edition. I was like, oh, you dumbass, you do. That's the only one that exists. So,
well, I mean, there can be upgrades.
There could be.
BioShock, they're doing that. If you already own them on PC, they're giving you whatever upgrades they made.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2 did come out with that Scholar or the whatever thing that was like the up-res version is on the PC.
Yeah.
Whatever Dark Souls 2 had that up-res version.
Yeah, they sold that there too, but...
Is it the same thing, though?
Kind of.
Oh, okay. I thought they up-res the graphics.
It's basically a Game of the Year edition with, the PC version was already close to being there. Right. But you had to pay for the upgrade.
Yeah,
it was lame.
Sometimes you have to be careful because, like, I realized, I don't know if they put this out after I already played it, but I was dicking around with Far Cry Primal, and I noticed on Steam one of the DLC options was the high-res texture pack, which was not installed by default. And I installed it, and I was like, holy shit, that does make a difference. And so, yeah, come on, games, get better at that. Like, just,
yeah,
I don't know, just like go, hey, like maybe the first time I started the game, go, hey, we see you have a pretty beefy machine. Would you like to download this high-res texture pack? Use at your own risk. And I'd be like, I would have said, yes, I would. And so I play a few minutes of that too. But yeah, I don't know. I still really like Dishonored. I'm looking forward to 2. I hope it's a better iteration than like God, I just totally blank. Like Fallout 3 to Fallout 4. I hope it's not just like, let's make it prettier. I hope they like refine some game mechanics. It's got some issues, but I still really like it. I just hope it's not another Bethesda like, yeah, here's another one. It's pretty much the same game. It maybe looks a little better.
But what are the issues that you have?
I mean, like little things. Like sometimes it seems like the pathing of enemies is just kind of random and dumb. Like they'll just turn around like when there's no reason for them to turn around. They're like you have all your stealth upgrades and you've done a completely silent kill and you've been watching their path. And it seems like you stab somebody and that's when they're like, oh, now's the time I want to turn around and see and witness this. And it's just like, no, I've been watching this. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't make me save scum this.
Right. So, yeah, it's just like little things. It's like, fix your AI a little bit. So,
yeah.
I do love that there are little things in that game. Like it's all super steampunky, so they've got some things in there that shouldn't belong in what the place looks like. But they've got these things called a wall of light, which is just an invisible wall. I mean, it crackles periodically, but if you walk through it, it's going to fry you. But the bad guys have a way to walk through it, without it affecting them.
Of course.
But you can find a control panel and rewire it so it goes the opposite version. Oh. And then you can do something dickish like run out where they can see you and just go like, hey, or shoot your gun in the air and just like take off. And so they're all like, hey, get them. It's like bugs with the bug zapper. It's stuff like that is like really fun in that game.
I still kind of want to try my like complete pacifist playthrough of that.
Yeah, that's tough.
So difficult. I got to one of those areas where there are two guys and you kind of have to take them out. But you don't have to kill them. You just have to stop them, I think. And after like 40 reloads and trying to time everything perfectly, I was like, can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah, those things seem to be
so difficult.
It seems to be for people who have just like done everything there is to do. Because like Hitman has the same thing where it's called Silent Assassin Suit Only, which is basically you never get caught doing anything, but you still kill the dude and they never find the body. And you never change into another disguise.
Yeah.
Which is like, you have to know everyone's routes throughout the entire level because, the second they see you in the suit, they're like, you're not supposed to be here. And you've lost that. So I think it's the same thing with Dishonored where it's just like, you could sit there going, fuck.
Yeah.
But it's for the people that like love that game so much that they've internalized everything that they can about it.
So there's a couple things to note. Like I find it fascinating, like that game. It's not a B-tiered game. I mean, it's from a big company, but it feels like it was a game that they didn't do much to hype. And I'm actually kind of surprised that it was popular enough to get a sequel because like I liked it. And usually if they made a definitive edition, it was more popular than I felt like it was. But that game as a brand new IP was a little kind of weird. And like they've got some voice actors you'll recognize, like Susan Sarandon is in it as Granny Rags, which I think is hilarious that former sex symbol is now playing this weird witchy lady. But like the Dowd character when you're playing the DLC, and I guess it was in the game, I just don't remember him saying much in the game proper, is voiced by Michael Madsen doing his very best Nick Nolte because like at this point, like Jesus, that dude just he
carton a day.
Yeah, he sounds like a carton of cigarettes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, hey, I'm do this thing here.
And you saying this makes me want to play that game.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of those ones. Like, pick up the definitive edition. Or I think they have a thing if you pre-order or pre-buy two, you get one.
Yeah.
So like, if you want, if you're gonna play 2 and you buy it, I think you get the Xbox One or PS4
free
copy for free.
Oh.
So just throwing that out there. I don't know if you have to just throw it down $5 and you get it, or if you have to pay for the whole.
I think the regular one has been a freebie at some point, either on PS Plus, on like PS3 or 360.
Okay.
Yeah, basically you have to buy the definitive if you want to play it on either of the new consoles.
Yeah, right.
You have to have paid for it somehow.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of like, I have all that DLC on 360. I just never got around to playing much of it. So.
Yeah. No, I recommend it. It's still a fun game, and it's just weird to me that it's like it's 4 years old now. Like this feels crazy. It feels like it just came out.
Yeah, time flies, man.
Yeah.
Pre-order Dishonored 2 and receive a free digital copy of Dishonored Definitive Edition.
There you go.
I might do that.
I think that's what sparked me. Like I was like, oh, well, I'm probably gonna get this. Oh, you have to wait for the other game to come out. That sucks.
Maybe not.
I think if you buy it digitally, though,
Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll probably.
But I mean, like I was like, oh yeah, I'm probably going to buy 2. I should probably get this on the PC. And I was like, oh, there is no definitive edition. You already have this, dumbass.
Because if they did that with the physical edition, you would just return the physical edition,
Wow,
keep
true.
your free game. People do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
I do that in a heartbeat, man.
yeah,
Fuck the man.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people just making games, making all the money. Studios never close.
Money hats.
Bunch of jerks.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So BJ.
Yes.
speaking of jerks,
Speaking of studios making all the money,
Yeah. Speaking of studios, these poor independent studios not making any money
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Tell us
I'd
about
like to talk about
EA and DICE.
EA and DICE's Star Wars Battlefront Bespin DLC. It was released what seems like months ago, which I think it was only like a month ago. But that's not months; that's singular. Month ago. So as you all may be well aware, I've spent the majority of my life for the last 6 months playing Star Wars Battlefront, and the Bespin DLC came out. There are 2 new hero/villain characters. You get Lando Calrissian, which is awesome, and Dengar, who is a bounty hunter dude that has a head wound or something.
Yeah, the shitty bounty hunter
Yeah.
who has a head wound.
Yeah.
Head wound Harry, the bounty hunter.
Lando Calrissian is as cool as you expect, at least in like voice.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, hello there," as he comes out. And, like, he's so fucking smarmy and awesome. Like, gameplay with him is, it's hit or miss. It's kind of one of those things where he's a fast character, so he's like low HP, but can move fast and does some interesting stuff. Like shocking people, basically disabling all of their star cards, which are the
Upgrades.
special upgrade stuff. Dengar has a giant gun and shoots it really fast, and also runs and hits you with it, which is funny. And then one of his other special powers is he will like sprint and throw proximity mines at people. They're sticky proximity mines, so he'll throw a bunch of sticky proximity mines at people and run past, and then they, of course, explode and kill them all, which is kind of hilarious. But the most interesting thing about the Bespin DLC is the location. So you get a few new maps. One of them is just Cloud City open area, which is huge and enormous, and also gigantic, and also very, very large.
Is it also grandiose?
It is.
Can you fall off the edge?
Yes, you can, actually.
Sweet.
Which is kind of funny. You can like jetpack yourself off the edge if you're not paying attention. But that Cloud City map is huge, and it is incredibly detailed. Like, it's probably like, it feels like it maybe isn't the largest map. Like, I think the Graveyard of Giants, which is the Battle of Jakku map, like, is probably bigger, but the Cloud City map looks bigger because it's got enormous buildings.
Yeah.
And you can go in some of them, but mostly you just fly into them with the cloud car, the big ones. But you also get cloud cars, which is hilarious because they're such a dumb looking thing, and like, I don't
It's like
remember
a pair of shoes.
right. I don't remember
tied together.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anything about their use in the movies. I just remember they existed, but they are really weird. Like, they can fly really slow, but also if you just put the beans to it, eventually you'll get going really fast, but it takes a long time, and they turn really tight. But they have terrible blasters and missiles. They're a really weird addition, and you can also use those in the Fighter Squadron map, which is very strange to be flying in this little pair of Dutch shoes as you're being shot at by TIE fighters, and you can use them on either side. So it's really weird. But
Can you sabotage anyone?
yes, you
Okay.
can. Good one.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The other couple maps are there's the Administrator's Palace, which is it's really it's a really confusing map because there are hallways and shit, and hallways and stairways everywhere that go who fucking knows where.
So is it just
they
like
go
a,
up, Ray?
So is it just like a close quarters map for the most part?
It is, but it's got a lot of like long distance outdoors stuff. So there's a bunch of hallways. It's not as close quarters as like the previous DLC, which I can't remember right now what it was called because I'm dumb.
Me neither.
It was called George Lucas Scrooge McDucking.
Yes. Outer Rim. It's not as close quarters as the Outer Rim playlists,
Okay.
which mostly were indoor stuff. But all of the hallways stuff, you just... There are a lot of surprises, like, oh god, there's someone there. Blast them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Carbonite Freezing Chamber map, which takes place, like, there are 2 Carbonite chambers. And I haven't actually seen anybody get frozen in Carbonite, but I suspect it can happen. But it's that one's a really cool map. It's really, there are a couple really heavy industrial looking sections, and there's some really like polished, nice looking sections. That one again is another one with a bunch of hallways and stairways that are confusing, and you end up just accidentally running into people. They introduced a new game mode, which is called Sabotage, where you have to... it's a 2-stage mode where you have to blow up these... As the rebels, you have to blow up these 3 points, and then once you've blown up those, then you have to fall back and hold position until you can be rescued. And it's really, really fun. There's a lot of... there's a lot of strategy because you have... They've staggered the hero tokens for each side. So each side gets 4 heroes during the Sabotage game mode, but the heroes... or the rebels get their heroes first, and during the first phase, and then the Empire gets their heroes during the second phase. So you have to balance how hard you use those heroes, and trying to keep them alive so that you can push back against the villains in the second mode, and vice versa in the second mode. You have to whittle, or if you're on if you're on the Imperial side, you have to, try to whittle down the heroes on the Rebel side quickly so that you can use your villains to best advantage in the second phase if you get there. But it's a ton of fun, and I played a lot more of it than I probably should. But they keep this season pass. Even though it was fucking expensive at $50, these DLCs are really robust.
Yeah, it sounded like each pack has a ton of stuff in it.
Yeah, and there's new weapons, all sorts of new weapons and shit. New weapons, new star cards, some new skins that you can get. One of them is the Bespin Wing Guard, which is the blue, the stupid blue suits that look like a bellhop.
Yeah.
And then a big dumb hat that looks way too big for your head. It's really...
Man.
It's
Do
really...
they have the guy with the digital headphones on?
No.
Lobot.
Yeah. No, they don't have...
Oh my god, how do we all know that?
Lobot. Because that name's awesome.
Yeah.
Lobot.
No,
He was the first Captain Picard.
Yeah, so they've still got 2 more packs coming out.
they do.
Death Star and apparently most likely that beach that's in the Rogue One trailer.
Well, yeah, they're Desk Star. Not talking about hard drives here.
Welcome to the Desk Star.
7,200 RPM.
So there will be Death Star and Rogue One.
Yeah.
So Death Star I'm really looking forward to, because it looks like we're going to actually be able to do space stuff in space, finally. It's called a fucking Star War. Let me get into a star, or
War.
let me
Yeah.
get into a war near a star.
Right.
Oh, that's
Something
what he
like
was
that.
doing in Hitman. He was having a Star
He
Wars
was.
war.
I was.
Yeah. But yeah, despite the fact that it was $50, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth for every DLC pack.
I keep wanting to buy, they keep putting that game on sale,
Yeah.
and I keep almost buying the complete pack until I realize they're discounting the game and then charging full price for the pack every time.
Yep.
Because they'll be like, hey, the game $19.99. If if you want to get everything, it's $69.99. I'm like, hold
still-
on a second.
Yeah.
Like,
That
they need
price
to
is
get
kinda
all
worse.
of that under the price of a normal game for me to be able to do it.
Well, I
And
mean,
even then, I'd have to get it on PS4 because you're the only other person I know that plays
yeah,
that game.
they're not gonna. Well, Tobias plays.
Yeah.
I'd play it. I just don't have the DLC.
Yeah,
I'll play
and
the
that's
regular
kind of
game.
like, yeah, and that's what I feel like. I don't want to just get the game. I want to get everything,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Even at 60, they're not gonna drop the price on the quote unquote season pass until it's all released.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that.
Unfortunately.
And why would they? Like
Yeah.
that from
a lot of stuff does, but
from a money standpoint, like give everybody, like give it to people at an. It's already at a discount for the DLC if you buy the season pass, so they would be further discounting it.
yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
sense
I get it,
from a
but
business
it's still-
standpoint. Like, I know it's annoying to have to pay full price for things,
I know.
but you know,
Well, multiplayer games, I'm not big on
yeah,
full price for any of them, just
Right.
because. But you know, that's always the catch. Is it's
Yeah.
like the most people are playing when it's
Right.
only available at full price. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the time it starts dropping in price, nobody's going to be playing,
Yeah.
and
Which
they're
is why you're never going to see a discounted Overwatch, because that's going to be popular, I think, for a while.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's what I was about to say. Like,
Yeah.
if I was going to buy a game, it would probably be Overwatch if I'm going to do a multiplayer game. But
yeah. I've been thinking about that one too because I wasn't really sold on it when I got to play the beta, but after having
They-
watched people,
They've been doing massive different, like, the patches have been huge. Like, not just like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, they've introduced an entirely new character free, but they've, like, the tweaks they've been doing are very interesting. Like, it's balance tweaking and stuff like that. So, I don't like the new character because I don't like the sniper classes, and she's
Yeah.
a healer / sniper, so not for me, but it's cool that they added in a whole new character, so.
yeah. And
Anywho.
people seem to like that character.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
people seem to like all of the characters,
Well, it's just, like-
except
Yeah.
Bastion.
Well, it's like, it's like, hey, asshole, stop playing Widowmaker because we don't need another. We have 3 snipers. It's like, here, be Widowmaker, but also you can shoot your guys on your own team and heal them. So it's kind of like, best of both worlds. Enjoy.
I'm healing you. Hold
Yeah.
still.
Hold on, but I'm healing you. Yeah. It's also cool that, like, in the lore of the game, she's another character's mother that's
Yeah.
already in the game. So, anyway, didn't want to talk about Overwatch. I don't have any, any thoughts.
honey. I'm healing you.
Let me shoot you with a big rifle.
Speaking of shooting people with a rifle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Segways for pros. in it.
yeah, they finally made Red Dead Redemption available on Xbox One
What?
for good.
They sure did.
Shut it down.
And it plays better than it did on 360, amazingly enough. Because they basically locked the frame rate at 30, and I don't think I've seen it drop aside from when it first is booting up and loading in everything. But otherwise, yeah. Guess what?
What?
That game's still fucking awesome.
Oh.
That game is still absolutely fantastic. And it's interesting in the beginning how much information they impart about John Marston in that initial conversation with one guy when they're taking you out to basically the bad guy's fort. And he's trying to talk him to come out. He's like, nope, fuck you, Marston. But you get a ton of information about him just in that. And then it's that whole game is fantastic. And the voice acting across the board is exactly what you want.
Well, except for maybe the other Marston.
Oh,
Work your damn nag.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, everyone else,
I know-
like,
yes,
like
I
you
know.
meet the marshal there, like, in town, and he's just, like, the perfect old West marshal voice. And, and Marston.
I know, yeah.
And Marston, everything's gravelly, but it's all right. It's just, he's so good. I fell right back into that game, and I will probably be playing through it again because I'm an idiot, but I don't mind it because I'm like, I was ready to play that game again. It's been 6 years since it came out, which is crazy to think about too. But yeah, that's plenty of time to be like, all right, yeah, I could go right back in and not remember most of the beginning stuff in this game and have fun with it. But yeah,
All right.
that's it runs great. If you got a copy and an Xbox One, play it. Play it again for the very first time. Or something.
Wait anxiously for them now to announce the next one. Not. Yeah,
That really-
we were waiting forever for backwards compatibility. And it's like, all right, great, now give us another one.
Yeah, and I mean, GTA 5 we're coming up on 3 years since that came out, and Rockstar hasn't put anything else out aside from like a billion DLCs for GTA Online.
They are making all the money on GTA Online.
Somebody must be playing.
Are they?
Yes.
I don't know anybody
That's
playing
insane.
it, but
They must be because, like, I mean,
Yeah, they
put
keep
those
putting shit out.
They
They
put
keep
those
putting
like
something out every
cash
month.
packs on sale all the time. So
Oh,
like, people
God,
must
yeah.
be buying those.
They've
things.
said something like they've made $1 billion on GTA Online, and that's why there was no single player DLC.
yeah,
for
well, I mean, you made enough money off it. Make fucking Red Dead already.
Yeah.
Give me another one. And
Maybe they are.
And
They're gonna
Red Dead
jack some-
Online. You know, there you
yeah,
go.
jack some multiplayer into that the same way, and
Yeah.
sign me up.
E3 next year. They're going to release Red Dead.
Oh,
As I seem to remember, there actually was a cool online Red Dead thing.
Yeah, there was.
component.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like a more modernized version of that would be pretty
you
cool.
got to get your posse together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. There's
Yeah.
posses and stuff. Speaking of posses,
Don't
I
go
don't
posse
know.
footing around.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I don't have a segue for that.
Okay.
It's also another word for party.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, posse hard.
Yeah. What?
Don't be a posse.
We want some posse. So I played Party Hard because if you remember our last episode, Mackie mentioned it. And
I
was like,
accidentally sold copies,
you did.
yeah.
even though being like, I don't know if I like this game.
Yeah, I bought one too.
Well, I think I must like this game because
Uh-oh.
I completed it. Like, and I mean, I completed it all. Like,
And
I
I
mean,
don't know how you did.
not all. I mean, it's not like I downloaded every Steam Workshop map, but you know, I there's I don't know 8 regular levels maybe.
Yeah.
And then like when you get to the last one, there's like sub levels which are almost redos of all the other levels, but with like less traps, less things, and then sometimes like weird other stuff that happens,
Yeah,
like
basically challenge mode levels.
kind of like challenge mode levels. Yeah. So like in the regular game, you know, you'll go through a secret entrance and like the Mario guy will come out and board it up. Like this DLC, it's like use it once and he comes out sometimes. So it's like it steps up the challenge like considerably. I still don't know if I can like quantify and say that this is a good game, but it held my attention for like 11 hours.
Yeah, in order to beat those levels, it had to have taken.
Yeah, there was
That
some.
long.
Well, it was so weird because like I'd have one. I'd retry. Over Nova. It's true. No, I would retry one like 20 or 30 times, and then like the next one I'd do it first go. Like seriously, it was the weirdest fucking thing. Like it was like this level's harder in every conceivable way, and just first or second time, just bam, just done. And I was like, it was just really weird like that. It seemed like level 3. I want to say like the casino one. Just tried so many times. Like I'd start and like, oh, that thing's not there. That's going to get me 10, 15, 20 kills in one go. Fuck it, restart. You know, like just because
It's just like the golf cart in the very first one.
the golf cart. It was like if that thing's not there, then fuck it. I'm not even going to bother.
Yep.
Because you know that's an easy 10 to 20 kills like just in one button press. But yeah, it's. God, the voice acting in that game is atrocious. Like there's bad voice acting, and then there's just that shit.
Yep.
Like that was. I hate to go like way back in time, but if you remember before we had a proper King's Quest sequel, there was that kind of fan made one they were trying to do. It was like that level of bad voice acting, where it was like these people have never seen a microphone, much less trying to speak into one.
Wow.
And I'm not saying like we are audio professionals, but holy shit, I was just like. The guy that
We are audio professionals.
I mean, let's be fair. The storyline is like so fucking obvious that it's not a
Yeah.
spoiler. Like you're talking to this chief and he's talking about the killer and all these things that he did and he's the party killer and like he's being interviewed by somebody with a kind of weird and kind of wacky voice. I'm like, gee, I wonder if that's the killer that's talking to him the whole time, or it's the same guy or something. You know, like it's just like. Yeah, just the guy, the killer voice that is just it's so bad.
Yep.
But the music is so good. Like I really
Told
like the
you it
mu-
was awesome.
Yeah, the music in that is awesome. So I just it's good, but like don't pay full price. Like I mean, there's a good chance you're going to hate this game, and I can't guarantee 10 hours like I got out of it, but I had some fun with it. And
Like I said, it's hard, and
Yeah.
it sounded like you had the best way to play it because you can use up your traps too quickly. Was
Right.
to do some murders first, just like stabbing dudes and hiding the bodies,
yep,
but also saving the traps for the cops.
yeah, either the time traps that you set off and they have to walk by for them to go off. You either like kind of create a path that You know, if the cops are coming after you, you just like make them walk past this thing. And bear traps are the best for that. Just you know, spring a trap, and if the cops are chasing you, just stand right behind it, like, come at me, bro. And
Yeah. And they'll get chomped.
yeah. So yeah, it's like you almost have to like prep for the cops are going to come out.
How many levels were in the game total? Not counting the challenge ones, but
I can't remember if it's 8 or 10. It's
screens.
Like I'm just thinking like there's posters up at the top of
Yeah.
the game, and I don't remember what the count was. Somewhere between 8 and 10, I'd say. And then, like I said, there's almost challenge versions of those.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is like not every level did it seem clear, because like every level, the phone that the people call the cops and whatnot on, there's usually one of them you can walk up and make a call and call somebody to help you. And it like some levels it's a little bit random, and other levels it's like I couldn't tell that it did shit.
Yeah.
Like, because like some levels it was like there was one where like you call out like almost like a Jason character with a chainsaw, and like he just starts murdering indiscriminately. But if he sees you, he'll murder you too. Like, so he's like your friend, but like he'll murder indiscriminately.
He's in the zone.
Yeah, he's got his bloodlust.
Yeah. So like,
Well, and I know sometimes like you could summon the guy with the trench coat who would give you a one-time use
yep.
thing.
Yeah, the guy in the trench coat. Well, he seems to just kind of come out randomly on certain levels. Like you don't have to call him, but like he'll give you an item. But then there was another one where these Breaking Bad looking dudes come out and they melt bodies and like put out this toxic fume. So like not only wherever there's bodies around, like it'll kill other people. I mean, they're dressed such that I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be about like dissolving the body, like in the first season of Breaking Bad. You know, it's like they're supposed to be doing that.
Hazmat.
Yeah, so they're wearing like hazmat suits and dissolving a body, but it can kill other people. And then like there's like a UFO comes out and starts abducting people. Like there's just weird shit that comes out when you make the phone call. So I'm just saying, it's a very easy thing to miss dialing the phone number. You should do it in every level if you do play the game. So just because like sometimes wacky things happen. And like I said, some levels is like I don't think anything happened.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Truly random.
Yep, very random. That's pretty hard.
Cool. So, is it time for a PlayStation Plus corner?
It looks like it.
Exclusively from BJ?
It looks like it's time for at least
A mini
an
PS Plus.
indention, perhaps. Perhaps an obtuse corner.
You're an obtuse corner.
It's like a BJ Sampler corner.
Right. Wait.
Nah.
Do we not?
Number
do phrasing
27, the Crunchy Frog.
So, man, NBA 2K16.
Uh-huh.
They gave that away for free.
They did.
Is it worth it?
No.
Aw.
Some people may think so. Harlow likes it.
I do.
I do not want to learn how to play professional basketball for a
real?
video game.
Oh.
Yeah. And that is what NBA 2K16 wants to do. It wants to teach you everything. Well, no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. It wants you to know everything about how to play professional basketball and learn an incredibly complex control scheme, or you're just garbage and nothing good happens. I really wanted to just play through the story mode because I thought it might be kind of interesting. But at this point, I have, after about 3 hours of trying to play this like 600 button combination complex basketball game, I have deleted NBA 2K16, and I would like to, if I could, I would like to return my free copy.
Nope.
They'll give you $0 for it.
Yeah, they will.
Yes, but I would just like to have it officially given back to them so that I don't have the potential to own that game anymore. I know that people like it, but it is just such a steep difficulty curve for me. Like, everything feels like it's fucking impossible, and the controls are so complicated, and they don't guide you through that at all. And I know I don't want somebody to just hold my hand through baby mode, but if it's something that's as complicated as, you know, running an NBA offense or even a college level, you know, basketball offense, I need some fucking help because I've never done that before. I played NBA Jam, and that's about the extent of my basketball understanding, is pass it to somebody and then they'll dunk from behind the three-point line. So I just feel like this game has no mercy, and the story mode wasn't interesting enough for me to complete it, despite, you know, playing a 6'2" white guy named Greg Valentine.
The Hammer?
Yes. I decided to name my guy after. I was like, I'm going to name him after a wrestler, which would be the dumb one to use. So I made him look as close to Greg Valentine as I could.
All right.
But he still talked like a 17-year-old black kid, which was really, really weird.
Yeah, at least now you have like voice options. Like,
do you?
Well, yeah.
First couple you didn't.
Yeah, it was just like, here's the voice that your guy has. No matter what he is, he's going to sound like an urban youth.
I didn't have.
I think you could. Thought there was several different voices.
No, for the story mode, you just.
Oh yeah,
no,
you're right. Not in that one. I'm thinking the year before. The year before it still had a story mode, but your guy.
This is the Spike Lee.
That's right. Yeah, it's too cinematic for them to have recorded two different lines the same way. Yeah, you're right.
And that was weird as hell.
Yeah.
To have this like strange, very blonde white kid, like. I don't know. I was pretending he was adopted, I guess, and it was, I grew up a poor black child sort of thing. But I was disappointed that I couldn't change his nickname to the Hammer.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, no, I could use. I think when you're creating your character, you can choose a nickname, but they never call him the Hammer in the cinematic thing.
No.
What I thought was weird was that. Intentionally, it had to be intentional. In the high school game you're playing, one of your teammates his last name is Levesque, which is the actual last name of Paul Levesque, who is Triple H in the wrestling world. And then you play the team that you play against for the high school championship finals is they're the Phenoms from Parts Unknown, and Phenom is one of the Undertaker's nicknames. And I thought that was like, I thought it may have been because I named my guy Greg Valentine that they were like, oh hey, this is a wrestling Easter egg, but it's just there.
Yeah. I think it's just because they got the license. They were kind of stoked about getting the WWE license.
Yeah.
There's probably some fans worked on both games.
Yeah, there seems to be some interesting hip hop and wrestling crossover fans out there in the world. So,
but no, I mean, when's the last time have you tried to play like any of the NHL games in like 20 years?
Yes.
Okay.
I played NHL 2K6, 7 ish.
I feel like FIFA and NHL and these they've hit a point now where it's like they're complex enough. You kind of need to know. It's not just run towards basket or goal and push button or pass and like the old NHL games. It was like two guys skate towards goal, pass, shoot, score.
One-timer.
Yeah, one time. And like just goal after goal that way. And this is like, no, that's not going to work every time. Now you got to pass and maybe come around.
Yeah, I mean, I know significantly more about hockey than I do about basketball, but still, the mechanics of everything and how you run plays just. Like, there's so much to be thinking about and doing while you're trying to play this game, and it gives you no direction on that. Even the tutorials, like I went through the menus trying to find the tutorials, and they're just not there. There are tutorials for some stuff, but it's the game itself is so complex that it's a huge barrier to entry for me because they don't bother to help you out at all. They just drop you in the story mode and you have to just flail around trying to play basketball and trying to figure out what the fuck the buttons are while you're supposed to be winning the high school championship and then doing good in these college games. And eventually I just got frustrated.
I think the idea is like play some quick play games, like learn the control scheme and then start the career thing. I mean, I was able to jump right into the career because I played like the last two.
Right. But even games. Jumping in the quick play games, they don't give you any instruction.
Not really. No.
Like they don't. You just have to fucking figure it out, and it's.
I know. Yeah,
it's a little bit more frustrating than say Pokemon Go having to figure it out.
Sure.
Because it's 9 million mechanics going on at once. So I just said. Eventually, I said, "Fuck! I'm so tired of not being able to do a fucking thing in this game." I quit and deleted it, and.
That was pretty much my 2K12 experience when I tried it. I tried to play one game, and I was like, nothing works. I'm like, I gave it to the tallest guy and the best rated center in the game, and he can't seem to dunk it. And I was just like,
No, you have to hold left trigger and then make a circle with the right stick,
Yeah.
and then press X, and then charge towards the basket.
Yeah,
and then
I mean
press
that
triangle
was the
twice.
last time I've tried any of them. So you
Yeah.
know,
Well,
and I'm realizing I just want to play NBA Jam. I don't want to play
Exactly.
simulation basketball.
Screenplays, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the thing is like you. First off, turn off all like if you're ever playing one that has the bullshit like stick control, just turn that bullshit off like right away. Play with face buttons because I don't understand how half circle fireball means pass any more than pushing X. You know, like
It makes you feel like you're in the game.
no, fuck that, fuck you EA, fuck you whoever copied that. I'm just saying like doing flicky shit with a thumbstick doesn't mean any more than pushing a single button.
You know when that does make a lot of sense and feel
Golf.
really
Yeah,
the NHL games.
yeah, like
when
the
you're
swing-
doing slap shot and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean golf I never really had a problem with because it was like, you know, I was like, well, okay, the triple tap button is kind of the same as swing back, swing forward with the analog stick, so
Yeah.
I can do that, I guess. I mean, hell, my golf was originally mouse, you know, mouse back, let go. But no, I'm not that I'm like trying to talk you back into it, but you will have a lot more fun with that game just playing a 3-point shooter because
That's what I was playing.
Yeah.
I was playing a point.
I'm just saying for in
Guard.
general talking
Shooting
about
guard?
it. Yeah, shooting guard is probably best position to play.
Yeah, but I couldn't. I was fucking bricking everything.
Yeah,
even
it's-
though
there's a timing that it just clicks one day and it's like, oh shit, okay, that's the perfect arc kind of thing. And you have to also understand your guy will kind of start shitty, even though he's supposed to be the hot shit basketball guy in the story mode.
I spent time doing the shoot around, which is funny because the game plays differently in shoot around than it does in the actual game. But I got good at making baskets in shoot around, and then it just didn't fucking work in the game, regardless of who was guarding me or what was
Sure.
happening.
Okay.
So
Hey man, real life is different from practice.
that's correct.
Yeah, there was a stress level,
Yeah.
which actually I do like that. Like when you're taking free throws, like your stress level is actually like a heartbeat thing. Like, but I don't know. Like I said, maybe only because I came in several years ago. I feel acclimated to play these
Well,
games.
you've already trained
Yeah.
to play sim basketball, so and I haven't. It's
That's
just
fine.
it's just one of those that I don't think I'm gonna get over. So I deleted it and fuck it forever.
Forever.
A game that I haven't deleted, but I kind of dropped again because of a difficulty curve. Hey, there's a theme here. But a game I actually kind of like is Tropico 5, another PlayStation Plus game. I probably played about 15 hours of Tropico. There's some stuff I really, really like in that game, but then it boils down to being another, RTS type game.
Yeah.
Where they just decide to throw a bunch of silly horse shit at you. Like they're like, okay, well, you know how to play the game now, right? I'm like, yeah, sure, I get it. And they're like, okay, well, everything's going to go wrong immediately, and you're going to have to recover from it in 5 minutes, or you fail. So have fun with that. And I'm like, no, I'm not having. Stop. No, I play games for fun. I want fun. I want to do silly things and embezzle a bunch of money.
Man, don't we all?
Yeah. But there is some really good stuff in that game, like just the fact that you're playing as this weird dictator and you can kind of take it either way. You can either be, like the benevolent good dictator and behind the scenes when nobody's looking you're taking all the money, or you can just overtly be just a shithead
You can
and
be the
take away
Zodiac motherfucker version.
Exactly, where you can just take away everybody's rights and take all of their money and side with the Russians. I do like a couple things, like they take you through like World War II and up to the Cold War. And they take you through some of that stuff. Like if you're at all interested in Tropico 5, I hope you downloaded it during the moments that it was available. Because it's
or have a PC to buy it for $3. It's on sale all
It's
the time.
always
Right.
super cheap.
yeah, it's neat and it's pretty. It looks really good. The mechanics I think are pretty good. I'm surprised how well or how good people have gotten at mapping the controls for an RTS to a controller, because it's really really easy to play once you look at the control layout. You go, oh, okay, all right, that's how I do that, and gameplay is fairly easy mechanically.
Yeah. Oh man, that just makes me think. Like, you know what game I would like really, really, really like to have another of? Civ Rev.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh my god, that was such a
Did
good
that
game.
Did that game just not do it well enough to make
It just
make it? I thought everybody loved that game.
Everyone that played it did.
did,
Yeah.
but it just like the Civ crowd was like, yeah,
Yeah, it didn't have.
that's a
the
watered down
players.
bullshit version.
Yeah, I think didn't they kind of integrate some of that into the newer Civs
Oh, yeah,
on
absolutely.
PC, where it was like we realize you don't want to play a 10-hour single game.
Yeah.
like you might want to just play an hour or two,
Yeah.
like Civ Rev was.
Yes.
Yeah.
where we speed everything up, and so I think they kind of incorporated into that. I don't know why it never came out again on consoles.
There was a second one on mobile, wasn't there? There was a Civ Rev 2, I think.
There was like a Facebook version of Civ that was bad because it was a Facebook version, but they probably just ported that to mobile or took whatever they needed from that and went there.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, I don't know why.
It's weird to me. Like, I mean, Tropicos and Civilizations are like things they're cranking out a little too fast, full new games. Like Civ 5, I mean, yeah, it's been out a couple years, but like a couple more DLCs or stuff. Like, I don't know, build the thing up. Like, I just, and then there was Beyond Earth, which everyone forgot about, and then like Civ 6 is already coming. I'm like,
Yeah.
this seems kind of fast. Like, give us a Civ Rev. Like, why don't you do like the every other year, like break up something different, like Forza or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, give us the fun one this year. But Tropicos is just like, man, like last one I gave it any time was Tropico 3, and it doesn't feel like that long ago. And there's 2 more that I haven't even touched.
Well, if you downloaded Tropico
I
5
did.
during the
Yeah.
PS sale, you can just
Yeah, I'm gonna
get your-
jump in because I actually play Tropico 3 like mouse and keyboard, like old school controls. And I'd like to see how it works with a
Yeah.
controller.
I will say this. It's one of those games that did really suck me in for a while. Like, I lost sleep over that game. But I eventually kind of hit a wall. So like, there's some really good stuff in it, and I don't want to just poop all over it. But it just gets to a point where it feels like they're like, all right, time for the pain.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like the wall with these. I mean, I wouldn't say RTS, but like the management sims, these city management things. Like, I remember Tropico 3 did almost the same thing. It was like, I just hit a point. I was like, all right, this is now actually like hard. Like, and I'm like scrolling back and forth trying to keep fires under control, and like, you know, SimCity the same thing. I mean, that was more the size of the city thing. Like, I can't make this any larger. Like, you know, give me you have to give me a bigger square, you know. And all of these just seem like they have this thing where it's like, all right, well, I've hit the wall. Like, I guess I'm done.
Yeah. But I mean, you could probably enjoy Tropico pretty well for about 15 hours before you get to that point.
Yep.
And if you're the type of person that can manage the clicks per second that you need to get through these games, then great, you'll probably make it through. But it's not for me. A game that I wanted to be for me, but but there's a sad ending to this game. You guys may have heard of a game called Rocksmith,
I have.
which was purported to teach you how to play guitar.
Yes.
Well, I actually know how to play guitar. I might not be that good, but I know how to play. But I was interested in seeing how the game worked and trying to play through it and figure out how good it was at teaching you how to play, and maybe I'd pick up some chops here and there. But unfortunately, I plugged my guitar in, and my guitar is fine. It's in good condition. I plugged it in, turned the game on, and there's just like this weird buzzing, crackly thing every time I try to play a note, which is not present in any like plugging my guitar into a regular amp. It's normal. I tried plugging in a different guitar. It did the same thing. But there's some sort of weird like electromagnetic interference that isn't present. That's maybe present in my house from like, I don't know. Maybe it's the subwoofer
Could be a spooky ghost.
could be a spooky ghost.
Yep.
I haven't tried any pottery in the house to find out if there's a ghost or not.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, it's a season for making whoopee.
gross. But there's some weird electromagnetic interference that is causing an issue in my house trying to play that game. So every time I turn it on, it's just a nightmare sound. So I can't play it. But
Maybe you need a young Judas Priest and an old Judas Priest.
They're all old Judas Priest at this point. So I'm thinking about trying a couple things, like moving my PlayStation into a different room and using a different TV to see if I can at least play it for a couple hours to get a better sense of it. But
You should just build a Faraday cage.
yes,
Yeah, get right on that.
you know, would you come over and help me build a Faraday cage?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I've always wanted to.
No, you haven't.
I have.
Anyway, I'm going to explore some options. I really want it to work, but blah.
Yeah.
It's upsetting that it doesn't.
That's a
Like,
shame.
I think, honestly, I think that the cable is not shielded well. Like the cable and the electronics are not shielded well, so it doesn't feel like a cheap cable. But I suspect that having to pack that in, they went cheap on that.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if you don't, like, you've already developed what looks like, from the bit that I could play and the bit I've played at someone else's house, like, it looks like a really complicated and nicely built game, but
They still released a ton of DLC for that.
yeah, they did.
I wonder if the real Rock Band guitar would work with that, like sans cable, like just as a controller. You know, the
Yeah,
real ass Rock Band guitar.
Oh, the one I loaned you
yeah.
that you still have?
You said, "Here, I'm going to tell you
I
when I
know.
need this back.
I know.
I don't need more plastic shit in my house."
Did you try using that one?
I didn't.
Since it's in your house?
It's sitting in my closet.
It's not a good guitar, but it might
No, it's
work
not.
for this.
Probably not.
You never know.
Well,
I suspect-
isn't it also for the wrong system?
Yeah, but I could plug it in.
it's
No,
a,
it's
it's
just
a
a
guitar,
guitar.
though.
But what does it hook to? Like, does it have a USB cable?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still acts like
It's
a
got that
controller.
weird. It's got that weird
Xbox
brain
thing.
cable.
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
dongle cable.
I'll dongle your cable.
Please do
Is
not.
there a problem with dongle cable?
It's just fun to say dongle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dong.
But no, I
Yeah,
haven't
'cause you
tried
said
that.
dong.
I suspect, like I said, I suspect it is the cable and not the instrument.
You got a point.
So, so I don't know. I will find out. I will find out more potentially. And now we finally get to a game that I played all the way through to the completion of the game.
And maybe the reason you couldn't play Rocksmith.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Spooky ghost.
Ghosts.
There may have. I think I did play COD Ghosts before Rocksmith, so I may have accidentally introduced some ghosts
You
into my
unleashed
house.
You made them all
Ghosts.
answer the Call of Duty.
Yes.
You made all the ghosts answer the Call of Duty.
Yep.
God damn it! What a mistake.
They did. Now they're going to finish the fight when you go home tonight.
Right. So, Call of Duty Ghosts was like $4.99 or something on BestBuy.com, and I was like, all right, fine.
I remember that.
Send me COD Ghosts. That'll be worth $5, right?
Called Send it to me.
Yeah. I just shouted that into the air, and it showed up, and $4.99 got deducted from my bank account.
Pretty cool.
So, Best Buy apparently has a microphone at my desk. But I would say Call of Duty Ghosts is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Chuck fine, which is a garbage game that's playable.
It's better than that.
No, it's pretty. It's pretty good. The sad thing is, it's been like a month and a half, and I don't remember a damn thing about it.
It's in space. Some of it. It's like Moonraker.
That's right. The beginning is in space, and
Yeah.
you shoot people in space.
And then you run through an earthquake.
Yep, you do a little bit of that.
You get a dog.
Yeah, you
COD
do get
dog.
a cool dog.
Yep.
A cool dog that can jump up and bite at people's throats.
You get to play as the dog.
You get to play as the dog. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
you play as
5
Batman.
stars. 5 stars for playing as the dog.
Yeah. It's all right.
It's the single player campaign is about what you expect from a Call of Duty game. There's a lot of good dude shooting. You can put that on the box if you want.
We'll save that for Infinite.
Yeah,
Lots of good dude shoot.
Dude shoot.
but it's pretty unremarkable until you go try to play the multiplayer, and then at this point, the only people playing the multiplayer are the fucking lords of Call of Duty multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
The like 9th Dan or 1st Dan, whatever.
Here's a noob. Let's fucking hack
Yeah,
his shit.
like mega
Lieutenant-
prestige.
Lieutenant Dan?
Lieutenant Dan, yeah. Like mega prestige.
Oh, like Colonel Dan. Like
yes, yeah.
Okay.
General Dan.
Brigadier General Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like everybody who plays that game is a fucking master by this point. they've got fucking see-through building guns that also shoot through the same buildings, and so you just like you spawn on the map and somebody shoots you from 1,000 yards away.
Magnum. It shoots through schools.
Shoots through schools, and all the buildings incidentally are schools. So
works out.
yeah, but like it's such a like.
Yeah.
Pregnant pause. It's required for the podcast. It's such a disheartening experience trying to play that game. You're like, as soon as you get like a pixel of your character out from behind cover, you're dead. I'm like,
hey guys, what's going on in here?
hey, yeah. And they have all the power ups. You know, they can walk without showing up on the radar, and
You're the ghost now.
Dog.
yeah. Because they've killed me 1,000,000 times, and even my vengeful ghost got murdered. It's just there's no hope in playing that multiplayer. But for like $5,
Campaign's
shipped,
worth $5.
that single player campaign is worth it. Playing as the dog and shooting dudes and all that good stuff. It's fine. It's BJ Fine.
So we're building a hierarchy.
Right. BJ Fine is better than Chuck Fine.
All right then.
By a large margin.
Oh, large margin.
Yes.
It was a night.
Speaking of
Knights,
nights,
let me talk about Arkham Knights,
Oh, Batman.
where you can play as Batman.
that's Batman 3, right?
4 if you count Origins, which is
Origins
kind
was
of like 0.
0.5.
Yeah, 0.5.
Which they try and disregard at every possible
Pretty much, yeah.
opportunity.
But Arkham Asylum,
Arkham City,
Arkham
Knight.
City, and Arkham Knight.
Arkham
Yeah.
Origins came out before Arkham Knight, but it's a prequel to all of them. So,
So it's
But
like
nobody
but
cared about that
it
game.
also wasn't made by Rocksteady. So,
Okay, so it's Batman 3.
yeah.
yeah.
Right. Tell us about Batman 3.
Well, I have talked about it before, and I've defended Batman 3, and I'm here to say I'm done defending Batman 3.
Uh-oh.
Welcome.
I think I've pretty much come to an overarching decision of fuck Arkham Knight, because even I'm still counting Arkham Origins. I think I 100%ed all of the Arkham games up until this. Challenge rooms, everything. This is just too much, too spread out, too many characters. You know, and you're supposed to beat it with each character.
Yeah.
And then like just Riddler trophies and shit in the world can just fuck right off. Like especially the ones involving the Batmobile, which I didn't really have a problem with until it became do this kind of shit with them, because like the
Just
one
driving that Batmobile around is cool.
it's pretty cool, and you know it still controls a little bit like ass, but I didn't mind because it was like, well, the fact that I'm plowing through everything doesn't really matter because there's no civilians on the road, so fuck it, let's tear some shit up. But like the puzzle specifically, that there are several of them throughout the game, so I'm not speaking to any one in particular, but there are ones where it's like, all right, park the Batmobile on this pressure spot and then shoot these targets on the wall as they light up. But there is no like aim adjust, like sensitivity thing, so like what it is in the game is what it is, and there is a weird kind of brokenness to how fast that aim / reload / responds to your button presses, that you are 100% fighting the shitty mechanics of the game than you are actually like using any skill whatsoever. That it's just like, fuck you and your poorly designed game. It's not me, it's you. Like we are breaking up, and I'm telling you right now, it's you, not me. So, yeah. So just whatever. Like that one alone, just like luckily, I probably hunted about 20 Riddler trophies and clues and stuff that I missed, and then I came to that one. Luckily, out of like the giant pile I still had left, I'm just saying, like if I'd like somehow left one of those to the end, I'd be even more angry. Like right now, I'm just like, thank you for me happen to trying that one so I can decide fuck this game now instead of like fuck this game at the end, where I will literally drive myself insane trying to accomplish this, because like 5 times in a row trying it, the same result of like get to like the very last 2 or 3 and it's just like, no, I don't want to aim over there, and also I'm kind of reloading, and did you push the button? I don't know if you pushed the button, you know, just I was like, fuck this game, just fuck it. So
Just fuck it.
yeah, just fuck it.
I quit.
I did all those, and I can still say, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, playing a little bit more through it and stuff like that makes me wonder if everyone's theory is correct that Rocksteady's next game is a fucking Superman game. Because they drop a lot. I'm like, playing through more of it, I'm like, man, they really were dropping a lot of Superman stuff in this one. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, there was no previous other DC heroes in any other of the Batman games. But they're like, what about that freaking Metropolis? And, you know, there's Daily Planet stuff, and there's LexCorp stuff around. And it's like, it's in that world a lot. It's like...
You sure that just wasn't, like, ham-fisted movie tie-in stuff? Like, that movie's in production, let's just slip some notes in there.
I don't know. I mean,
it didn't feel like that at all.
It just it feels like that seems like the next logical step of, like, let's make a... I mean, I would hope, like, Arkham Knight aside, and whatever the fuck happened there, like, I would hope that they could make the first decent Superman game in history. You know, other than I like the Atari.
Yeah, the 2600 one.
I like the Atari 2600 one, but I'm a fucking moron because I also like the ET game. So I'm just saying, like, make
ET was a good game.
Yeah, make the first like good Superman game in history, and you know that'd be something Rocksteady. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they were too in love with the Batmobile for that fucking game.
They sure were. Well, I mean that and like other things, like you know, just there's some of those Riddler things are just like. Really, we just hit peak like fuck you-ness of some of these.
Yeah, well, and some of those challenge rooms were just dicks too.
Oh yeah,
they're like, here, beat it with this character who has no good moves and can't disable weapons. So, good luck.
Yeah, I don't know things like that. I never really like those things. Like never mattered to me. Like other than like trying to do like the perfect night thing where you use like every combo possible in one set of moves. Like I don't know. I hit dudes. I don't care about their special moves.
Right.
I like to punch dudes in the face.
I mean, you were the guy who had like melded with the challenge rooms. I was good, but you were like amazing.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I
don't know. I mean,
no, what I'm serious. Like
Asylum. I'll give you that on Asylum. I mean, but
yeah, like I would watch you do those, and I was just like, I don't know how you're doing this right now, and I'm good at this, and I don't know how you're doing this right now. So
yeah. I don't know.
It's just a shame that that game made us turn on it so bad.
Yeah, and like the main game, like if you're just someone who like plays a game and plays through the story bit, it's fine. It is like more than Chuck fine. It's
BJ fine.
It is a damn good game if you just care.
No,
it's a damn good game if you care about the base game. But if you care about 100%ing or doing challenge rooms, good fucking luck.
I disagree. I think there are chunks of the main game that are garbage,
all right.
And all of them involve the Batmobile. Yeah. Literally all of them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Batman.
Yeah, that Batman. So you guys want a mobile corner?
Oh, sure.
It's real quick.
I do.
I played some Pokemon Go. That was on mobile.
So did I.
I also played a game called Clocky. K-L-O-C-K-I.
Clocky.
It looked difficult as fuck.
You're right. It is basically, if it's kind of like if you liked the way the Witness presented its puzzles, where it's like, here's a puzzle, you figure out how to solve it, and like it told you nothing about it or anything, but doesn't have all the bullshit in between that the Witness does, then you might like Clocky, which is only like 99 cents, but it's pretty much, you'll just have blocks on a screen and you have to move them to a certain order, and then, okay, you've done that, now certain blocks rotate, but they don't move. You can't change their spacing, and sometimes it's, okay, now you're in 3 dimensions, and some are on the side of the block, some are on the top of the block, and you have to make the patterns line up in, to create the path that you need to get through these puzzles. And yeah, it's kind of addictive and gets really hard when you have multiple different types of paths crossing over each other, and you have to fit the blocks where they need to be. And I'm at one right now where I honestly don't know what they want from me to finish it.
What do you want?
Yeah. So I'm a bit frustrated with it, and that's probably my only real complaint about the game is once you hit a point where you're stuck, you're kind of stuck, and they don't give you like level numbers or anything like that. They just kind of are like, all right, you beat that one, here's the next one, without any, text or anything on it. And it's fun, but yeah, you'll probably get to a certain point and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing now. But it definitely has that Witness thing of, we're not going to tell you anything. We're going to let you figure out how to beat this. And right now I'm on one where I don't know how to beat it. So, but unlike the Witness, I can't just go to another section of the game and play that. I have to bang my head against this one until I figure it out. But still, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you liked the puzzles in The Witness and kind of like that progression that they went through, where as far as the difficulty goes, it's definitely that type of game, but it's just puzzles. It's nothing else. But yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Buy it.
Clocky.
Spend that 99 cent.
KLOCKI, right?
Yes, KLOCKI.
Clocky.
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 I felt like I was just in like a spelling bee or something.
Yep.
Clocky.
Can you use it in a sentence?
KLOCKI.
Go to the App Store and download Clocky.
Origin of the word, please.
Polish.
Bullshit.
Oh.
Not the same thing.
Okay.
I'm not making Polish jokes.
Polish for my brain hurts.
The time has passed.
Really? Clocky. Son of a bitch.
What? What?
He said that time has passed.
Oh,
Clocky.
Clocky. Anyway,
Yeah.
got an email.
Man,
What?
Yeah.
are we all ready to email corner? It seems like it's only been
3 hours.
3 hours that we've
Yeah.
been recording this podcast.
Wouldn't you know it?
Weird.
But yeah, this one is from Jay, formerly from California.
Where's he
And
now?
I said, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, sorry.
read the
Hold
email.
your pants.
You're always in such a hurry, Chuck.
All right, I got him.
We didn't even put the cool boy, cool baby experience on the actual podcast.
That's
it's only on a live
exclusive for
stream.
live streamers.
Yeah.
Or hold your trousers.
Okay.
Because if
Yes.
you're holding your pants, that might be
Pants.
different depending on where you're from.
With the balloons.
Yeah.
Your
But anyway,
bloomers.
Chuck spoiled the reveal of that to VJ, which I wish we had that reaction on camera, but we don't now because you can't wait, Chuck, can you?
No.
Yeah, hold
Learn
your
some
pants.
patience. Hold your pants.
Okay. All right, I'm doing
Anyway,
it.
back
Tell
to
me where
Jay.
Jay is, goddammit.
Speaking of being in a hurry, the name of this email is Summer Games Done Quick was a huge success.
Uh-huh.
It says, hey, No Quarters crew. Jay, formerly of California and currently living in the prequel to Fallout New Vegas here, and I will provide you guys with a review of the Pinball Hall of Fame as soon as it's not 100 degrees plus all the damn time now forever. I thought I would give you a rundown of this year's Summer Games Done Quick. When the event started, the crew running it said they heard the complaints from the European and Asian viewership about all the good stuff being exclusive to US primetime and did a better job scheduling games, meaning that late night and early morning in the US wasn't full of indie games and licensed movie games. In addition, they brought back fan favorites but expanded it beyond who can play this the fastest to show off some of the more interesting categories. There were two main highlights. First was a tool-assisted speedrun of the 4 8-bit Super Mario games, including the Japanese SMB2 played on a Famicom disk system.
Whoa.
All played to completion at the same time using the same inputs. The other highlight
Oh,
was...
wow.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy when you get into the story behind it. But the other highlight was the Super Metroid race in a low item and reverse boss order category. The commentator started the race by noting the category was notorious for a 50% did not complete rate, since bosses can one-shot a player. This particular race ended with cheering, chanting, and a standing ovation when it went from "it looks like all 4 players will drop out" to a real-life end of Rocky 2 moment. This, like the whole event, is archived on YouTube and highly recommended viewing. Since this was a charity event, I should note they raised $1.299 million for Doctors Without Borders.
Wow.
That's a lot. Putting the charity
Man, they could buy some borders now.
yeah, putting the charity just 100K shy of being able to open a new hospital in Syria, and the bid war for Super Metroid's ending raised $260,000 alone, destroying the previous
Jesus.
record of $180,000.
Wow.
That's really awesome.
Wow.
Awesome Games Done Quick starts on January 8th, 2017, and I'm hoping to make it out there to see it live. Until I return with a report from the Pinball Hall of Fame, keep Ghost riding the whip and hit that ramp, Fitty. Jay out. Yeah,
That is insane that they
That
raised
is-
so much money.
that's a shit ton of money,
It sure is.
and that's awesome.
We're announcing No Quarters Games Done Quick.
No.
The charity will be
Now we're doing
Our-
games done really slow.
Games Done Slow. Yeah.
Possibly not at all.
Game's done when we're
That's
damn
BJ's
well
corner.
finished.
The not at all games.
Yeah, I think I sent you guys the video of the guys beating Dark Forces in like 19 minutes
Yes,
total.
you did.
Which
Jesus.
was like such an insane internalization of how to play Dark Forces that I just couldn't comprehend it. And there were certain times where they were just like, all right, we're just waiting here because if that guy spawns there, then he will kill me. Like there's the Boba Fett fight in the middle of that game, and all the guy does is like throw a bunch of mines by a door at a certain time and just wait because he knew how Boba Fett was pacing behind the door, waiting for him to
Oh,
open
wow.
it. So he was just placing the mines exactly where he was and blowing him up until
Oh,
he
wow.
was dead. So he beat the level without even opening the door that leads to Boba Fett, who attacks you. Because I remember that fight when I played that game was like, fuck you. But yeah, and the Super Mario thing was like somehow they put like, they, through the emulator or whatever, put in like 5,500 inputs at the start of the game and then when they hit run, it basically plays the entire game in 3 seconds.
Oh,
And
weird.
beats it. Yeah, it's some weird thing that, like, it just, bam, does all the motions required to beat the game, I guess. It was, from my understanding, it was basically having that game so memorized that you could do the inputs without looking at the screen for every single level, and then have it run through it.
That is really nuts. Did it just run through, like, as fast as it could
I didn't
process
see it.
the game?
I just know somebody said that they had set the world record at 3 seconds, which to me is like, I get it. Like I get that part of it, but I tend to avoid speedruns that use glitches and stuff. Like Halo, when I was really into Halo and doing the speedrunning stuff, was watching some of those where guys would be like, all right, now if you stand in this particular spot and you're able to charge up your shot and do this, you know, one time out of every 20, it's going to warp you through the floor and then you're at the end of the level. You know, it's kind of like, that's cool one time, but I'd rather see a guy actually, like, play through the level and beat it type stuff. And Dark Souls is a lot that way, too, where guys will be like, all right, now if I keep just rolling at this one part of the wall, suddenly I'll roll through it, and then I'll be in an area I'm not supposed to be, and then I can just run to the end and beat the game. And it's like,
Well, what about, like, using, like, built-in things, like the warp whistles or something like that? Does that count for speed running?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them will use that.
Because that's a mechanic. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
not a
Yeah,
cheat.
but when
Like-
you glitch, like if you were able to use the first warp whistle to go to the last level immediately,
Well,
like
except you can in 3. I mean, all right, so there's a...
no, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, there's an infinite... There's a very famous YouTube clip of, like, a 9-minute Super Mario Brothers 3 run that, you know, is really good. And, like, I didn't realize that, you know, you go for the first 2 warp whistles in World 1-1, and then, like, I never realized if you warp whistle, and then while you're on the warp whistle screen, do it again, you jump right down to 8. So if you, like, warp whistle twice in a row, it just takes you... You even skip the second round, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was just cool. It takes them right to World 8.
Yeah. That's not necessarily a glitch. That's just a, like...
Yeah, that's an email.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's a mechanic.
there's people that do like glitching through walls in a first-person shooter to get to the area, and that's the stuff that I'm kind of like. It's cool that you know how to do that, but I don't like that. You know, when that counts towards speedruns and stuff.
Well,
Which,
yeah, I mean, because also, like, think about
However-
like, if they went and patched that in, it's like, well,
Yeah.
what does that speedrun time not count? Or, you know.
Yeah, I think it count, like... I think the way they count records for speed runs, like, do they count them, like, glitch and not glitch?
kind of. I know Halo, like a lot of them, and Halo and Dark Souls and that they do like 100% runs. They also do like no glitch runs. They do easy mode runs. They do legendary runs. Like they kind of categorize a lot of them, but I'm not sure if all of them use glitch runs or not.
They should.
Yeah,
They should count
I'm
them
kind of the
differently.
feeling, that like if you can get a random glitch and then be able to do something, that shouldn't really count.
I mean, it can count for a glitched run. Like, you know, it can count on its own, but it's almost like, you know, were this an Olympic sport, you know, like you would be putting guys who juice and guys who don't in the same category.
Yeah. Right.
So, like,
And I think a lot of them will note glitches or that sort
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, here's the...
they put tool assisted in a separate category. So,
This is going to, you know, be kind of a weird way to look at it, but, like, I don't believe in, you know, doping in regular sports. But, like, here's a weird way to look at it. Like, if there was a sport where it's like dudes are just totally roided up and it's kind of understood, then, like, you're actually kind of like... the steroid kind of becomes part of the game. Like, how much can I do before I explode my heart or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just, like, for real, like, I'm not suggesting that we do this, but, like, if it's just like, look, whatever happens over here happens. Like, it's life and death, and if you die, that's how you lose, you know, kind of thing. Like, it should be, you know, along the same side as the guy who's playing it legit in the gym for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it's just like, there's
I think they're
art
usually
form
pretty
of taking
good.
roids and not dying.
Yeah, they're pretty good about separating that stuff, you know, because I know watching that Dark Forces speed run was watching a guy do like these crazy grenade jumps, which is all like that's definitely a skill, having the timing to be able to do that and be able to like jump this gap that you're supposed to be activating a bridge for, landing there and being like, okay, I just skipped a third of the level. Like that stuff to me is totally fine, you know, but I think they tend to denote that stuff. But either way, being able to support Doctors Without Borders for almost $1.3 million is...
yeah, God, that's...
I didn't realize the money was that big. That's why I like it actually split the line. I thought he I don't know. When I was reading it, like the million didn't click in my head until all of a sudden I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's 1.299 million. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and they now do this twice a year. They do AGDQ in January and Summer Games Done Quick, SGDQ, in July. Is it?
Yeah,
is
it was only a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So you can watch it twice a year now, and you can give them your money, and then what's left of your money, you can give that to us.
Yeah. And some of those people friggin' narrate while they're playing.
Yeah.
Which when I'm doing streams, sometimes it's really hard. Like if you're concentrating on something, you forget that you're not talking. These people are able to like talk through a lot of them. And then a lot of people that, if they're really doing something crazy, they'll have another person who's really good at the game kind of narrating what's going on. Where they'll be like, okay, he's trying to do this so that it'll do, so that this will happen. Oh, he's got to grab that key so he can open that particular door. That's the only reason he's going over there. That sort of thing. They do a good job with all that. I think we've had enough years of games done quick to kind of have it right.
Yeah.
But I also remember watching Quake done quick way back when.
Quick.
Yeah. Well, what you'd do is you'd download a file that would actually play it in the game, because this is obviously pre-YouTube days, but those were cool, like where you download the demo file or whatever. And so it would actually be like you were watching the game being played full screen.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. And Quake Done Quick was always insane.
Was it QuickTime files?
QuakeTime files,
QuakeTime,
am I right?
No.
No.
I will warn you regarding the Pinball Hall of Fame in your now city.
Yeah.
I'll set your expectations really low, so maybe when you go there, it'll be okay. But last time I was there, it had gone to serious disarray compared to the first time I was there. So, caveat emptor.
I keep hearing it's getting worse.
Yeah, the location is fine. It moved. I think it moved from the first time I went there, but because I think I've been 3 times maybe. But yeah, it's the games were like needed some TLC.
Yeah.
They needed that old wizard man to go out to Las Vegas and fix all the machines.
And those machines there, you pay per game, right?
Yeah, but they're all cheap. I mean, it's like 50 cents or less. Yeah,
yeah, but still,
it's a quarter.
It's not like
there's
you
no
pay
admission.
$20 to get in.
No
and
admission.
play
It's just
everything.
quarters. Okay. But I mean, like my $20 a quarters was good for like 3 or 4 hours.
That's because you're good.
Well, I'm all right. I mean, sometimes the games were the older games were like 25 cents, like especially Ding Dings and like the kind of like the solid, some of the early solid states. It wasn't you had to get to like high speed Bride of Pinbot days before they went up to like 50 cents, and then they
I like that we have our own nomenclature for pinball machines.
Yeah, Ding Dings.
The Ding Dings.
EM machines if you like.
No, that's
All
not
right.
that's not fun to say. Ding Ding is
Well,
fun.
everyone knows
for the-
exactly what you're talking about. Like when you say an electromechanical machine, everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds really high tech," and it's like, no, that's actually the ones that go ding 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 ding.
It
The
sounds
ones
like
that you
we're
can bang the shit out of because there's
but
tilt sensor in
it sounds like we're preparing for like the post-apocalypse of just where all the terminology has been screwed into the most generic, childish things possible. Oh, the curse of the Ding Dings are here.
So you're thinking like Orwellian future where we've reduced all the.
So if we get an actual EMP, would those machines still work?
Yes, I believe they would.
They would.
Because they're mostly analog type.
So that's the history. That's the future of pinball. Is in the history of pinball.
And the Ding Dings, yeah.
Yeah,
To survive the future, we have to look to the past.
I like that.
Pinball. Pinballdingding.com.
Ding Ding.
Pinball will be the only video game left.
No,
Buy my
pinball
book
is not a video game.
of philosophy and old pinball machines. It's an ebook. You can download it to your Kindle.
Oh,
that won't work.
First 12 pages are free, but they're not formatted right.
They're from the original manuscript.
you sound like a man who's bought Kindle books before.
No, I just see it all the time on Twitter.
Oh.
What's something about the first 12 pages?
I don't know. It's indie Kindle books.
Oh yeah, so there's a whole bunch of like open source, what do they call it, copyright free books out there, but they're usually like
Terrible.
PDFs that have been uploaded to the store or whatever.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, I mean the text is there, but like as he's saying, like the whole table of contents is all fucked because it was like trying to OCR pictures and shit like that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
But no, real Kindle books are fine.
Yeah, they are.
I'll take your word for it.
All right.
especially Chuck's.
Or you could just read.
My word is
Chuck's
my
book.
bond.
Oh,
Reading's pretty good.
I don't know. Movies is better than
Reading is pretty good.
movies is better than books is.
I like that
Okay.
charity. Reading is pretty good.
reading is Chuck fine,
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
which means it actually sucks. Reading sucks. It takes too long.
Yeah, fuck reading.
Yeah, it's Chuck fine.
You don't have to read.
But if you want us to read one of your emails, visit noquarters.net and you'll see all the fun stuff on the side, like our email and our Facebook and our Twitter and our YouTube
And our Reddit.
and our Reddit. Yeah, well,
Wait, we have a No Quarters Reddit now, too?
Well,
It's part of the same thing.
Oh.
yeah, we're just putting that one under Bamfcast.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but sure, maybe people discuss video games
Right.
on the Reddit thread.
Yeah. You posted a topic about Gary Busey being in
I
Hitman.
did. I felt like the Gary Busey crossover was there between Hitman and Bamfcast.
Yeah.
So I posted it.
I guess I got to figure out how this Reddit thing works.
Nope.
No?
No.
I don't have to?
Nah.
Okay.
Not really.
So I just not actually participate in this.
They
You
won't
just
care.
log in and you type words. It's the worst.
We were up to 19
like-
subscribers
It's like,
on.
yeah,
Woo!
getting it, cranking it up. But
Man.
yeah, but if you want to email us at wearmyskull@noquarters.net.
As in, where is it? Not
Yes.
put my skull on your face.
Yes.
We could probably add that, though.
Another increasingly irrelevant reference, but
Whatever.
whatever.
Technically, there's also talk.
Yeah, talk at noquarters.net. That's the shorter one
Yeah.
that we
That's
use
also
when we're tweeting.
Not
We're
as
like, hey,
ambiguous.
You don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk. You want to talk to us? Talk at
Yeah.
no
At
quarters.
talk
at
at us.
but yeah,
Everybody's talking at us.
let's do all those things.
We don't
Otherwise,
understand
go
a word
to
they're saying.
every other site /noquartersnet. You'll find us.
Yep.
And don't go to noquarters.com because those people are fucks with the logo.
Try banggood.com/noquartersnet.
Oh, Banggood. Yes, if you want your own cool baby.
You porn.
Also known as the cool boy. No,
What?
there's no YouPorn /
Oh.
noquartersnet.
All right.
There
Maybe
will
there
be.
is.
Oh. I'm leaving now.
We all are.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Harlow.
This is No Quarters out.
Bah.
Goodbye.
And now's the part where we create an intro.
Yep.
Oh
PJ,
shit!
it's
I
your
did it last
turn.
month.
Is it?
Well, you haven't been here for like 6 months, so it automatically becomes your turn whenever you
I haven't
arrive.
been here for a month. I was here for 3 months,
Oh.
in which I dutifully avoided doing the intro. So I guess it is my turn.
So, look at the list.
did the last one.
No, Mark the Ninja did. Oh God! Did you mark the ninja again?
No. Chuck always wants me to.
Mark the Ninja made a cameo. That was about
Well, I played through all of Mark the Ninja again, like before last episode. And so, yeah, Mark the Ninja was pretty fresh in my mind.
Hey, look. Chuck joined Facebook Messenger.
What the fuck, man?
It sent me a notification.
I've had Facebook Messenger forever. Someone sent me a message, some like cut
Have you-
bullshit.
Have you ever used Facebook Messenger?
all the
Okay.
time.
I don't know, man.
I was just looking at my list and it's like it's telling all these people welcome him to Messenger. I'm like,
Yes.
What the? I've been on Messenger.
No, yeah.
I have to stay on message.
Let's see. No.
If you could take Team Rocket's poem and modify it to be no quartersy,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, I would appreciate that.
Would you?
I would. Looks like no quarters is taking off again.
And there's always a lure at that place by your house here.
Yeah, there must be someone that lives there that's playing.
Man, that lucky fuck.
Yeah, I basically said like that. It's kind of like winning a fucking lottery if you like live or work next to a Pokestop because it's not fucking fair. Like just getting to literally sit at
He's
your
got a
desk.
Pokestop he can do from his desk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like that's barely fair.
Cry me a river.
Okay. I will of sweat that requires me to walk outside.
Oh
when it's
no,
100
you
fucking
had to go outside. You
degrees.
goddamn
Says the person
you
sitting
got
at
to-
his desk spinning a Pokestop.
It's only every 5 minutes.
10, but yes.
No,
No, it's
it's not
5.
10 minutes.
I
It
thought it
is
was-
absolutely not 10 minutes.
It's 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I learned this while sitting at my desk because my building is a Pokestop.
Yeah, be mad at him. His entire campus is just
It's
lousy with
Oh, and you're not
Pokestops.
even playing, so.
no, because I was just sitting at my desk because my building is a Pokestop, and the statue in front of my building is a Pokestop. So I was just non-stop Pokeballs, and it was just like, well, this is kind of broken for me. So plus, I will get WWE Supercard about it, and I cannot do that again.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think you can supercard Pokemon Go. It's not that deep.
It's deep to where I would start altering my life to play it.
There is the whole like feeding your crap to a stronger piece of crap. You know, like feeding everything to Brock Lesnar.
Sure.
Except Brock Lesnar is a Ponyta.
Aye, Ponyta.
I have no idea how I'm...
I was just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Just do Mark.
No, I'm not going to do Mark the Ninja. Shut up. I'm going to punch you in your neck.
Leave my neck alone.
I will not.
You will.
I'll stab you in the neck with a cool baby.
Ooh, a wild Vino Gnat appeared. I've never caught one of those before. Oh, boom. Oh, you dodged it? You fuck.
You should learn to throw better.
Chuck doesn't really work in education. He works at a place that is considered education in the grand scheme of things.
It's a place big enough to call it a campus.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, campus is a generic term now for any place that has like more than one building. Pretty much.
I mean, they've got like 15 buildings over there, so I figured.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like
the
workplaces that have more than one building are now called campuses or campi or campos, santos. I don't know what they're called.
Catch you, you fucking Vino Gnat. Getting that fucking Super Bowl, you piece of shit.
Why are you wasting Super Balls on fucking Vino Nats?
Yeah.
Because it's like a 400 Vino Gnat.
Oh. So while BJ's thinking and typing over there, I will say, side note, Pokemon Y, all of the anime references just exploded together when I beat somebody, random person that you run up to that challenges you at Pokemons. Said like, man, you're really good at Pokemon. Your Pokemon skill must be over 9,000. And I was like, what? no. No.
Yep.
What does that mean?
It's from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh. I've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
But you're aware of that phrase, correct?
What? Dragon Ball Z? Yes, I've heard it before.
Yeah.
What, the 9,000?
Uh-huh.
No, honestly, no, I'm not familiar with that.
His power level, it's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000!
Well, yeah. I'm saving it for the intro.
Right.
Man. I'm so good at avoiding anime. I feel bad that I watched anime this May.
Most anime.
No, not now. I avoided all of that.
Did all.
Yeah, like I was like, Asura's Wrath was awesome, and I guess that was anime, kinda, is what people told me. God, that guy's lore expired.
You better launch another one. All right.
Nah.
All right.
Oh, you got something. Here we go. Would you like a clap? So
How do you guys
know?
How do you guys normally start it out? I can't remember.
This month on No Quarters.
This month on.
Hey guys.
No.
Or you can say this episode, this month or this episode, whichever.
this
I think we switch.
Okay.
Here's a clap for Chuck, though.
This episode of No Quarters, it's Pokemon Come, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Y, Pokemon Y Not, Pokemon X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, Do, Re, Mi, and maybe some other games. It's Pokemadness!
Man, it's gonna be Pokecom.
Pokecom.
That was the first one.
Oh, that's how you make more Pokemon.
It's the first thing he said.
Yeah.
Man.
Pokemon Pearl Necklace.
Yes.
Pokemon come and me want go home. Day, it's a day, it's a day, it's a day. Oh. There, it is done.
Mr. Pokemon.
Sweet.
Pokemon.
And one take.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
Sweet.
right. It was one take.
Good job.
Quality content.
All right, we are shutting off the live stream, so you may go back to the beginning and enjoy all 6 hours
Cool boy
again.
Baby.
Goodbye.
Cool boy. There's this switch on the top. It does nothing.
Goodbye.
That's why I want to take it apart. I want to find out what that switch is supposed to do. Surprised it needs a lanyard.
Is the battery still in it, or did you take them all out?
I took 2 out.
You took 2 out.
I took 1.
Oh.
It takes 2, cool baby.
I'll load it up.
Yeah, battery me up, man.
Okay, man.
I want to try to get us flagged one more time.
Man, you don't have to do anything. It just goes.
I bet you there's nothing on the other side of that switch. There's not supposed to be. There's not a switch that's broken. It just.
Whatever that mold came from, it was on that.
Yeah.
And they're like,
We're not gonna. That's 13 more cents that we'd have to spend on this thing.
I like the cars that make the constant sound.
You're being electrocuted.
Okay, I just exploded for I don't know why.
Oh, the can.
Oh, there's a shift.
It does kind of match your microphone.
It's a one take.
it does. It's the same red.
Angry Plants. Let's play Where to Go.
I want to know where to go.
Well, it's done.
The thing about Cool Babies, you can get right into another game.
Yeah.
You don't like
No
Angry
lines, no waiting.
Plants?
I was kind of
you were trying to hide it from me.
Oh, no, I'm just listening. I was kind of looking for some more licensed MIDI music. Couple plants. I got a couple plants.
Just a couple. Aero Naval War. I'm noticing a common theme in the music,
Yeah.
and that it's the
Doodle doo doodle doo doo doodle doodle doo.
Sounds so good.
It's pretty good.
I'm totally getting flagged for that.
Oh, 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 oh. Cool baby.
Fair use
Yeah.
for review purposes of the cool baby.
Right, really. We should get flagged for cool babying. Or cool boying or
Check out this sweet packaging
yeah.
here. Go back. Go to
Oh,
my.
what? Oh, your camera?
Yeah,
oh,
my camera,
Are
so
you
I can-
demanding a close up, Mr. DeMille?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Did you break it? Did it just turn off?
Why'd you hit the reset button? That's not cool.
So it has this sweet, like, anime Night Lord packaging. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. This is my favorite packaging ever.
I think that's from one of the Dynasty Warriors.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they spent the money on this packaging to put, like, two... I guess it's got at least 2 magnets.
Yeah.
For magnetic closure. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's made out of, like, the worst cardboard in the world.
Resealable case.
I think
Yeah.
somewhere in China had like a deal on those because my cheap knockoff Bluetooth headphones
Had
came
the-
with a magnetic clasp.
It might
box,
just...
too.
it's got to be that it's just so fucking cheap to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's fancy plastic insert here. And then what looks like your crayon box from 3rd grade.
Yep.
This would actually make a great crayon box for your children. So
Sure
spend
would.
$13 to have this sent from China.
Yeah, and you get a
And-
magnetic clasp.
Magnetic
crayon
clasp. Sweet anime exterior.
It does.
A bunch of Chinesey on the back.
Exterior.
It's like a part of the Dynasty War. The Dynasty War happened on the front of that box.
Now, there are... No game has been a duplicate of another game that we've played so far.
Well,
So
they've
that
been duplicates of other games, but
I mean, they've been not... yeah.
Each one has been unique to the Cool Baby.
Did you ever find Fruit Ninja Connect?
No, we haven't gotten into the 200. We keep getting distracted by
Oh, sure.
Chicken 2, and
I will note, all of them are single-screen games. There's no scrolling. There's
Oh, there is on Angry Birds.
Oh,
Yeah, the
there is,
driving game I was playing
Hooker
was...
Frog.
dinosaur.
There was scrolling on that.
Yeah.
Look at those dinosaurs. Fucking angry. Stage 1.
Yeah, the Gangnam Style, yeah, it's scroll too. Like
Here,
Super Mario
I'll find
Coming.
which number...
Oh, I have fire breathed on you.
Are you supposed to kill that other dinosaur?
Looks like
Oh no, kill that blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you roasted
set
that
the
bitch.
dragon on fire. You're my baby.
You're a Brontosaurus. Why are you-
Fruit Knight should be number 22.
Fruit Night.
Fruit Night?
Yeah.
Oh, but what
I
about-
assume Fruit Knight is Fruit
Oh,
Ninja.
Ninja Connect.
That's how long you can play it.
I just that's what I say.
Fruit
Like
Ninja.
not Fruit Ninja, anything else. Just Fruit Ninja Connect. We went right for that. That's what we're going to copy. Like that text looks good.
No fucking idea,
I know.
man.
I'm just like I say. That's what's so good about it.
All right. I'm
All right.
out.
Alrighty.
All right.
I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Goodbye, live stream. Stay-
1.8 inch TFT. Oh, you're not going to find Fruit Knigget?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
22. That fucking noise.
All right. Stay cool, babies.
Oh, we're not going to wait and review it on the live stream?
Well, I mean, if you want to do Fruit Ninja or whatever it is, Fruit Knight.
Does it look like...
Nah, I'm shutting it off.
No, it's not Fruit Ninja Connect?
Nah.
It is not Fruit Ninja Connect. It is.
We're gonna save this hotness for Chuck's Cool Baby standalone video that he may or may not ever make.
I mean, it is Fruit Ninja, but it's not Fruit Ninja.
Oh, well that makes so much more sense now.
Or actually, you're more of just a swordsman fighting fruits.
Yeah.